Well, guys, the Redfall reviews are officially out, and it is an absolute train wreck. I said that yesterday. For anybody who was part of the stream yesterday, you know that I made the claim that while the reviews aren't out yet, this game is a train wreck. It's very clearly, obviously going to be a train wreck. I put my title today, Redfall is a train wreck and proves nothing has changed when it comes to Xbox and their games. I feel like I'm having some flashbacks. To, what was it, 2019, 2018, Crackdown 3. I mean, my God, this game is getting absolutely eviscerated, torn to shreds on the internet. Rightfully so. People are tired. Xbox fans, Xbox owners, they're tired. They're tired of constantly seeing PlayStation and Nintendo putting out good games, fun games, high quality games. Yeah, PlayStation fans and Nintendo fans, they may have to pay for those games, but they know they're getting something of quality. They know they're getting something good. Xbox fans are tired. I'm now even seeing people begin to question, why is Phil Spencer still the head of not only Xbox, but gaming at Microsoft? We're going to dive into all that today because, man, I'm not going to let this go. This is vindication, is what this is. Unfortunately, I didn't think this is how it was all going to go down. But I do want to let you guys know, before we really dive into this topic today, I want to let you know, I have a poll up right now in the chat, and I'm saying, do you think Starfield will deliver? I've seen people saying they want to have the option to say maybe, perhaps, it might. No, we are going with a straight up yes or no. Is Starfield going to deliver? Because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there is no in between for a game like Starfield. There is no, well, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe it'll be good enough. No. Thanks to not just the failure of Redfall, but the failure of every other major AAA Xbox game that has come before it, the amount of pressure that has befallen Starfield is not good. I would not want to be in Todd Howard's shoes right now. I would not want to be a developer who's working on Starfield, because believe me when I tell you, the entirety of Xbox is now resting upon Starfield's shoulders alone. But apparently some people think that it's not just going to be Starfield. Apparently Hellblade 2 might be coming out at the end of this year. We're going to talk about that. And so, as always, guys, I want to remind everybody, if you want to help support my channel, if you appreciate what I do here, if you appreciate the streams, you appreciate the hype, the rant, and everything in between, consider donating a super chat. Consider becoming a channel member. We have been rapidly growing the channel memberships. It's been awesome to see many generous individuals in the community gifting memberships. I don't know if you noticed, but in my latest video, I took a good minute of that video to let all of my subscribers know, because I feel like many of them don't know. Make sure you toggle on the ability to be gifted a membership. I think a lot of people just don't know about this. I honestly wish that YouTube would get rid of this. I do not understand why YouTube requires the subscriber to toggle that option on, and they can't just automatically be gifted if they're a subscriber. I don't understand. I originally thought that the reason why YouTube asked every subscriber to opt in manually to be gifted a membership was because it was like a recurring payment. And that's not how it works. If you get gifted a membership, you're not going to be charged again. It's up to you if you want to continue to be a member. So I have no idea why YouTube asks audiences, asks people, subscribers, to manually opt in to be able to be gifted a membership. It's pretty dumb. I hope they get rid of it because it's absolutely unnecessary. So if you hear me continually reminding everybody to do that, it's because I have no choice. A lot of people probably aren't aware that they even have to do that. I'm going to read these other two super chats, but Storm Mage, because it's relevant to the memberships and what I'm saying right now, you're saying, how do you become a channel member? I don't see an option. Well, the thing about channel memberships is they're not in every territory, in every region. So if you don't see an option at all, it might be that they're just not currently available in your location. It also could be because you're on the phone watching. A lot of people find that they have to go to desktop in order to actually become a channel member or anything involving channel memberships. That's another thing that, I'm hoping YouTube is working on and rolling out. But yeah, you should see a join button. I have a link underneath all of my streams and all of my videos that'll take you right to the page to allow you to become a channel member. But yeah, we've been growing the channel members rapidly, and I just, as always, want to give a big thank you to everybody who's continuing to support. I've been fleshing out the membership perks, and I have a members-only video that I'm planning to release maybe today, maybe tomorrow. It's nothing crazy, just a little something extra for all of my members, something fun, something different, not something you would ever expect to get on my regular content feed. So if you are a channel member right now, look forward to that, and I'll definitely be interested to see the feedback and see what you guys think of it. If you enjoy it, I will definitely continue putting out content like that for my members. So be sure to check it out. It should be going out later this evening or tonight, and I'll put a community post out. I am undercover. You're saying, on behalf of Speaks a Lot, this strategy is incredible by Microsoft. They are purposely failing so Sony gets complacent and fail as well, or as well, a la the PS3 era. Genius. Yeah, that's a hell of a that's a hell of a theory, right? Microsoft is letting Sony win so Sony can eventually become complacent like they once did during the PS3 era, and they can shoot themselves in the foot. And this is when Xbox will strike. Microsoft is throwing away this entire generation, and they're going to make the big comeback next generation. Something tells me that theory is not correct, though. I am undercover. Shamel 2014. Will it be good? Probably. It won't achieve what it needs to save Xbox in regards to Starfield. Dude, I'm telling you, man, Starfield... People smell blood in the water, bro. Like, that's what's going on right now. People are smelling blood in the water, and they know, like, something is not right with Xbox. And if Starfield releases in a disastrous state on Xbox, it can release on PC and have pretty good performance, but this game, I don't think people quite understand what this game needs to do for the Xbox brand. And the chances of it being able to just nail every aspect, it's not fair, to be honest. It's not fair to Starfield. If Redfall came out to some decent reviews, some good reviews, things would be very different. Xbox would have a little bit of momentum. The one thing that can help Starfield, however, is the show that Xbox is going to put on in June. Oh boy, the pressure is on now. It's like a pressure cooker over there at Microsoft. Xbox fan base is already imploding on itself. Big Turbo 2.0 on IG, you're saying, asking for gifts makes sense because what if you visit a stream/channel you don't like? You would not want a membership. Well, the thing is, it has to do with subscriber count, right? Like, I understand that not like it, the system shouldn't work so that literally everybody can be gifted. Like if you visit my channel and you don't like my channel, yeah, it wouldn't make sense for an individual to be gifted a membership to a channel they don't like. But when you hit that subscribe button, that is a viewer saying, I like this channel. I want to be part of this channel. And I don't understand why YouTube creates that extra hoop to jump through for subscribers, where it's like, you already subscribed, you already made it clear you like being part of the channel. So why do you also have to manually opt in to be gifted a membership? That I don't get. But in regards to just everybody, you know, all YouTube viewers, yeah, I do agree that there has to be at least one barrier. And I think that barrier of clicking the subscribe button is more than enough. By the way, guys, hit that like button for me. We have over 700 people here already. Early stream today, early rants. Hit that like button, show your support. Storm Mage 18, thank you for becoming a member, man. I really appreciate it. You were just asking how to become a member, and then you got your answer and you became a member. So thank you so much for that, dude. Really appreciate it. Big shout out to all of my members who go out of their way to make sure that they can support me month over month. I really do appreciate it, buddy. And we have New Soul 9 saying, MBG, please be more specific on the title because you are including Xbox, single A, and AA games that are actually good games. I mean, let me see. You might be right about that, New Soul 9. I probably could. Do I have enough? See, okay, I do. They're AAA games. I think that's a fair call out. I agree with that. That's a fair call out. So I appreciate that, New Soul 9. And then we have Caesar Asuna becoming a member as well. Welcome to Greatness Awaits, man. I really appreciate that. Those are 2 brand new members. Again, I love all of my members. I love everybody who's gifted a membership, but those of you who are actively choosing to become a member and show your support month over month, very much appreciate it. So big shout out to you guys. Welcome aboard, Caesar. And thank you so much, man. Look forward to your exclusive perks. Waleed is now a game cat, specifically a white tiger, says, still haven't got PSVR 2. May has some great games. Yeah, no PSVR 2 yet. We'll see, man. Like I said, I'm waiting on that PlayStation Showcase. That PlayStation Showcase has to be around the corner at this point. It has to be. It has to be. But let's take a look. So the reason why I am just so utterly frustrated. Let me get this here. The reason why I'm so utterly frustrated with Xbox and the train wreck that is Redfall. Let's go. So first off, before I get ahead of myself here, I'm going to go over to the Redfall Metacritic. Okay? Redfall Metacritic. Redfall on Metacritic right now is currently sitting at a 64 based off of 28 critic reviews. That's the Xbox Series X version. The PC version is sitting even lower with a Metacritic score of 62 based on 18 critic reviews. Okay? Earlier this year, a bunch of Xbox fans, bunch of people absolutely tore Forspoken apart. But yet here we are. You see, that's the difference between Sony and Microsoft. This 64 Metacritic score is exactly what you can expect from Microsoft when it comes to AAA games. That 64, I think Forspoken's also sitting at a 64 Metacritic. See, that's not what PlayStation fans expect. PlayStation fans were quite surprised to see a game like this reach a score of 64. It's very uncommon. It's actually quite the opposite of what PlayStation fans expect. And that's why PlayStation fans didn't lose their minds on Forspoken. Was it disappointing? Yes. Was it disheartening? Yes. But they didn't lose their minds because that's the thing Sony has been delivering. Sony has proven they know how to deliver AAA games. Does the buck stop with Sony? We have to ask this question to make things fair. Does the buck stop with Sony when it comes to Forspoken? I'm going to say yes, it does. Sony knew what they were doing. Sony signed the deal for Forspoken. Are they responsible for the development of Forspoken? No, they are not. Was Forspoken created by a PlayStation studio? No, it was not. These are facts. But to be fair, the buck does stop with Sony. If Sony thought that this game was going to flop, chances are they wouldn't have signed that deal. But the buck also stops with Microsoft. That's what we need to understand here, is the blame does need to be placed squarely on Microsoft's shoulders right now, because we can talk about Arcane, we can talk about Bethesda, and I'm sure there are things to be said. There are problems to be acknowledged, just like there's problems to be acknowledged with Square Enix and the development team that worked on Forspoken. But at the end of the day, Microsoft is responsible for this game. They purchased that responsibility. When Microsoft decides we're going to buy a publisher, turns out you acquire not only all of their games, not only all of their studios, not only all of the goodwill, but all of the problems, all of the potential problems as well. And Microsoft is finding out really quick. Microsoft is learning really quick what happens. What happens when you when you decide to just, hey, we got to buy publishers, and I'm sure it'll all work out great. And we have Patrick Lee coming in with a 10-member bomb. Thank you so much, Patrick.
You're breathtaking.
Very much appreciate that. I hope that's playing on your end. For some reason, it's not coming through my earpiece here. But thank you so much, Patrick Lee, for dropping a 10 bomb, bringing us up to 12 members on the day. You guys are always killing it. So let me add that to the membership goal. I have a goal of 25 today. I think there's a pretty decent chance we'll hit that goal, thanks to you guys. Always putting in good work here when it comes to the memberships. So big shout out to you, Patrick Lee, for the first 10 bomb of the day. If you guys want to keep that train rolling, you keep it rolling. Let's get some W's and trains in the chat. But to continue with what I was saying here, we look at this Metacritic score, it's looking pretty bad. But you know what? Let's take things a step further, shall we? I think we should take things a step further. Before we do, I want to acknowledge these super chats. We got Papa Moist saying, Starfield is Bethesda running at 30 FPS. No, don't say that, Papa Moist. Everybody seems to believe that no matter what, Starfield's going to be great. Starfield is too big to fail. Well, you know what? Like I said, there's blood in the water. Xbox fans are tired. Everyone's tired. Something tells me Bethesda isn't going to get nearly as much of a pass as they got in previous years when it comes to releasing buggy, broken, unfinished games. It's actually kind of nonsense, isn't it? It's kind of nonsense that it's like, well, they make, games of the generation, so it's totally okay if it releases broken. The community will fix it. This is why I was not upset to see Bethesda purchased by Microsoft, because honestly, I just don't get it. I've never gotten it. I don't understand. I don't understand how a publisher can just get a pass to just release broken games. But it's funny, and the community apparently enjoys fixing it, right? Well, you know what? I'm telling you, their luck is going to run out. The goodwill is already run out. It has already run out. People are fucking tired, dude. They are tired of the same bullshit year in and year out. And unfortunately, I think Bethesda, I don't know, man. Bethesda being part of Microsoft now, that's the thing. People are already tired of Microsoft. They're tired of Xbox. They're tired of the Phil Spencer nonsense. Okay? They're tired of the fanboy nonsense. Now you throw in Bethesda. Bethesda already had a massive amount of pressure on them to deliver with Starfield. Now, not for Xbox's sake, Bethesda already had a massive amount of pressure to deliver with Starfield for the sake of Bethesda, for the sake of their own studios and their own games and their own developers. Now it's not just for Bethesda's sake, it's for Bethesda and Xbox's sake. It's crazy, dude. Stephen Jones, you're saying, can't wait to hear from Xbox apologists take on this latest train wreck. Colt has some splaining to do. Yeah, I came across his stream yesterday. He was reviewing Redfall, and it was like I guess it was one of his podcast episodes. And dude, like I checked the comment section of his latest stream, and the amount of Xbox fans, at least I assume they're Xbox fans, on his channel. This is a big Xbox enthusiast, fanboy channel, where it's usually only supposed to be positivity, the amount of people I saw in his comment section saying they're considering going to PlayStation, like they're fed up. They're fed up. They've reached their breaking point, or they're about to. To me, that was something else, man. Like, it's one thing to see comments like that maybe on my channel or across Twitter, but to see it on an Xbox fanboy enthusiast channel where people are literally saying, like, dude, why did I even buy an Xbox? Like, I'm considering switching, and they fucking should send the message to Microsoft. Even people complaining about Game Pass. I even saw people coming out and saying that they've been subscribed to Game Pass and they don't even know why anymore. Send the message to Microsoft. Send the message. No more mediocre AAA games. No more unfinished, unpolished, janky AAA games. Deliver something good. Deliver something of quality. Deliver something that's worth even $10, let alone $70. I saw somebody on Twitter yesterday, because Mr. Matty Plays put out his review. Mr. Matty Plays is a big Bethesda guy. He's a big Bethesda fan. But I think he's pretty fair with Bethesda based off of what I've seen and what I've heard. He put out a review absolutely torching Arcane, absolutely torching Bethesda, absolutely torching Redfall. And I saw him reply to somebody on Twitter. Somebody said to him when he tweeted out his review, you know, I have an unopened copy, physical copy of Redfall. Should I return it? And Mr. Matty Plays responds with a simple yes. Yes, return that shit. These are Xbox and Bethesda fans saying this. Unbelievable, man. But it's okay, because Microsoft is here to put out a new trailer for new controller, Xbox controller colors and designs based off of a well-known nail polish brand. Don't worry, guys. They're listening. They've got you. New Soul 9, you're saying, MBG, let me get this straight. The only way Xbox can get out of this is after Starfield coming out being good, Xbox can't afford to make a bad game. Look, man, here's the reality, New Soul 9. Microsoft can do what they want. If Microsoft wants to continue to just dump money into the Xbox division like they have been, they can, and they might. I don't know. But logic tells me, if I'm going based off of logic, that Microsoft, the top brass at Microsoft, and the shareholders at Microsoft are getting tired as well, just as tired as the fans. They're getting tired of lackluster results. They're getting tired of losing money, and they want to start making not just a little money, a lot of money. Meanwhile, that's exactly what PlayStation and Nintendo are doing. So they want answers as well. So yeah, in my opinion, everything comes down to Starfield, because I'm telling you, if Starfield fails, heads are going to roll. Heads should already be rolling, but if Starfield fails, heads are going to roll. The shit has truly hit the fan, and the ultimate nightmare scenario for Microsoft and Xbox fans is about to play out right before everybody's eyes. Everything is coming down to Redfall, to Starfield. Yeah, we could talk about Hellblade 2. We could talk about Avowed. We could talk about Fable. There's a reason why we haven't seen a goddamn thing when it comes to these games. The only thing we've seen is some Hellblade, and even then, they're like really playing it close to the chest. Too close. I'm telling you, man, it all comes down to Starfield. And look, I will say this. I want to add one caveat here. The one caveat comes in the form of Xbox's show in June. If Xbox kicks down the door in June and they show not CG trailers, not trailers for games that are years away, but actual gameplay, like multiple segments of gameplay chunks from their upcoming games like Fable, Avowed, State of Decay 3, Hellblade 2, so on and so forth, The Perfect Dark Game, and it actually looks good. Like, holy shit, did you see that State of Decay 3 gameplay? Looks incredible. Did you see that Fable gameplay? Holy shit, they're finally doing it. That Hellblade combat looks incredible, right? This is what Xbox needs to show. If they can do that and have a good showing for Starfield, That alleviates a lot of the pressure that's currently on Starfield. But that's just it. I want to remind people, and God, this is just so, it says it all, man. It says it all. It absolutely says it all. I want to remind people, what was it in 2021? Was it the 2021 Xbox Game Showcase where everybody gave them an A? Rate their showcase, rate their E3 2021 showcase. Oh, everybody's going to give it an A. Meanwhile, a lot of us are over here scratching our heads saying, dude, they showed a lot of shit. No doubt about it, but literally almost everything they showed were fucking CG trailers. And I remember the show closer for that E3 was the first CG trailer of Redfall. And I saw people getting all hyped about it, being like, this looks pretty good. And I'm like, I'm looking around, I'm like, you guys can't be serious. I'm trying like my best not to go off the rails too against the grain needlessly. But I'm over here being like, it's a CG trailer for what looks to be a generic vampire shooter. Let's see the gameplay before we suddenly start giving Xbox all this credit and Bethesda all this credit that, oh damn, they're finally doing it. And look at where we are. Look at where we are. All those people who saw that CG trailer for a game like Redfall back in 2021, this is what you get. You see what happens when you give Microsoft and Team Xbox the benefit of the doubt? This is what you get. This is what you've always gotten. So how am I supposed to sit here and believe this isn't what you're going to continue to get? It's fucking wild, dude. It's sad. It's pathetic. Paying customers, whether you're paying through Game Pass, especially if you bought an Xbox Series X, or even if you're just buying the game on PC, or playing it on PC, they shouldn't have to deal with this shit. They shouldn't. This isn't about, oh man, PlayStation kicks Xbox's ass. That conversation isn't even needed at this point. That's obvious. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows PlayStation does what Xbox doesn't, what Xbox can. There's no need to even talk about it anymore. At this point, it's actually, I genuinely feel sorry for the Xbox fan base that was out here. I still see some of these guys out here, man. They're just so brainwashed. They're never going to get it. They're never going to get it, dude. They come out. And they're like, well, let me tell you why it's actually not that bad. It's like, bro, just stop. You don't have to jump on the hate train, but please stop defending. Like, get the fuck out of the way. And let the people who are going to say what needs to be said, say it. For your sake. For your sake. Get out of the way. Stop defending. Point the finger. Either make it known. Let Microsoft know. This is not okay. This needs to change. Now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not next E3. Not next showcase. Right fucking now. Change. Now. Change should have happened literally years ago. It's going on a fucking decade. Nearly a decade of Phil Spencer's leadership. And this is what you get for supporting him. For supporting his leadership. For supporting his decision making. And we have Corey Lindega coming in with a 20 gift bomb. Corey Lindega, man. Thank you so much, buddy. Bringing us up to 32 members today. You are the first one to initiate the 20 bomb. The 20 bomb soundbite that I've been saving.
Holy shit.
Thank you so much, Corey. Absolutely amazing. Let's do that twice. A 20 bomb in the chat. While I'm going nuts. Huge shout out to you, Corey Lindega. Bring us up to 32 members on the stream so far. Really sincerely appreciate it, man. If you guys want to keep that train going, if you guys want to keep it up, and I want to take this opportunity to let everybody in the chat know, I don't know how many of you here are not members, but if you are not yet a member, if you have not been gifted a membership, take this opportunity, click on Corey Lindega's icon at the top of the chat here, and it's going to ask you, if you haven't already, if you want to be able to be gifted a membership. So click on that and opt in to be gifted a membership, all right? Because we have very, very generous community members here that continually gift tons of memberships. And as I said, YouTube for some reason requires you to opt into it. So if you haven't, make sure you do that. Big shout out to you guys getting us up to 32 members already. Thank you so much, Corey. Hope you enjoyed that little soundbite. I'm glad I finally got to play it. I think it's perfect. So yeah, dude, man, I just don't know what to tell Xbox fans at this point, other than what I've been telling you guys. Like, you need to turn it around. Like, you can be a fan, you can be an enthusiast, I'm not saying you have to throw your Xboxes out and not play games on your Xbox. I'm not saying anything like that, but what you really should consider doing at this point is maybe coming out and voicing your frustration a little bit and making it known, because it's just not changed. Nothing has changed. I did an entire reaction, and I might even bring it up this stream. I might even play the video this stream. I made a Crackdown 3 video, a game that is currently sitting at a 60 on Metacritic, a game that Microsoft desperately tried to hype up and convince people like me at the time, Xbox fans who were still trying to hang on, that it's changing. We're delivering something good here. And I put just a little bit of faith, like maybe they can do it, right? Surely Crackdown 3 can't be that bad, right? No, it was horrendous. It was a complete failure. And I fucking lost my shit, dude. I made a rant video, and I might play it later on in this stream. I made a rant. I absolutely went ballistic on Xbox and Microsoft, the same exact leadership that's in place right now. And when I did my reaction to this video, this older video of mine that I made in 2018, 2019, I was shocked. I was shocked to find that, oh my God, we are how many years removed from this, and literally nothing has changed. Literally. When it comes to the AAA game space in Xbox, not a single thing has changed. And Redfall is absolute proof of this. Redfall is absolute proof. Another AAA Xbox exclusive, 64 on Metacritic. Put it right there next to Crackdown 3 and every other game. Maybe except Forza and Flight Simulator. Absolutely insane, dude. Some Xbots are claiming this isn't Xbox's fault. Yeah, well, you know what? That's the problem right there. That's the problem. Microsoft is now solely responsible for Bethesda. They own Bethesda. Remember, I've seen PlayStation fans coming out saying, you know what? Suddenly, I don't feel so bad that the PS5 version of, I almost said Crackdown, that the PS5 version of Redfall was canceled. Suddenly, I don't feel so bad anymore. Yeah, me either. Who the fuck would pay $70 to play this game? No one. Now you know why they canceled the PS5 version, because they knew no one's going to buy this game. Who's going to spend $70 on this game? No one. My God. Really starting to get pissed off here. Let me see, we got Store Mage 18, you're saying the ultimate test will be the Elder Scrolls 6. If they screw that up, Bethesda dead. Bro, look, man, the Elder Scrolls, I don't even know if Xbox is going to be around for the Elder Scrolls 6. Okay? I know that sounds crazy, but at the rate things are going, bro, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy to me. I mean, I'm sure Xbox will still be around, but it's getting bad. Like, it's really, really, really bad, man. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to make good AAA games. And no matter how good of a deal Game Pass seems, Xbox can say every day, all day, Game Pass, and their fan base can rally around Game Pass and just constantly talk about the value and how good of a deal it is. But at the end of the day, the only thing that's going to sell people on Game Pass is the exact same thing that has sold people on Xbox to begin with, that sells people on PlayStation, that sells people anywhere, any gamer. You need to have quality AAA games. That's what you need. You can't skate around that. You can't skirt around that. It can't happen. You need high quality, exciting AAA bangers. That's the only way you're going to get people into your ecosystem. You are out here, Microsoft. You have been out here for literally years offering Game Pass for free. By free, I'm talking about $1, a fucking dollar, and you're still getting beat by the PS5. How are there not more Game Pass subscribers than there are PS5 sales? I'll tell you why. Because games. Good fucking games. That's why. Microsoft doesn't seem to get it. And if they do, well, they don't know what to do about it. Unbelievable, dude. Josh Z, you're saying, I think we often forget that Microsoft is a software company. They were not part of the 2D era and weren't part of early 3D either. They don't understand game design at a fundamental level. Just a fact. You're not wrong, Josh. You're not wrong. Maybe I'm crazy, though, right? Like, maybe I'm crazy for thinking, like, maybe by this point they would get it. And holy shit. Oh, shit. We got a 50 bomb in the chat. We got our first 50 bomb on the channel from Kingham. I don't know if I'm saying your name correctly, but you, Kingham, if I'm saying it correctly, are the first person to... We have a W's in the chat, trains in the chat. I got a soundbite here. I think this is the right one. 50 bomb in the chat. I hope it's playing. I hope the soundbite is playing. Is it playing? It's happened, guys. A 50 bomb in the chat. It's gone nuclear. It's gone nuclear. Saying it's not playing. No, come on. Come on. It says on my end it's playing. God damn it. Hold on. This is the first time I've ever done this soundbite. So give me a second. Some technical difficulties here. I think it'll be worth it. All right, I had to restart it though. It should play now. It should play now. Let me see. Please tell me it's playing. If not, it has to be broken at that point. Is it playing yet? You hear it? Okay, you guys hear it now. All right, good. Somebody's saying that. I'm confused. Some people are saying no. Others are saying yes. Is it cutting off? Is that the problem? Man, I think it might be broken. All right, I might just have to bring up the actual soundbite itself and play it. I gotta do it, man. I had this soundbite ready to go, and it's gonna fail me now. We finally get our first 50 bomb. Give me a second here. I'm gonna bring it up. All right, I gotta play it. All right, I think this is the one. It should come through. All right, you guys hear this now, right? Right? Is it playing now? I'm gonna have to fix this. 50 bomb. We got a 50 bomb. It's gone nuclear. Oh man. That's a pretty good one though, man. Like, I feel like that one matches the 50 bomb in a big way. But seriously, dude, thank you so much. That's the first 50 bomb we've gotten on the channel, so you deserve a big shout out. I mean, you guys have been absolutely killing it. We got Exley 3000 jumping in here with another 10 memberships gifted as well. Huge shout out to Exley. Exley's been gifting a ton of memberships throughout the streams. And guys, please, if you are in the chat right now, if you do not have a membership, if you were not gifted a membership, click on the icons at the top of the chat. Click on the gift icons and opt in. Opt in to be given a membership. Okay? Because these memberships are going up for grabs. And obviously, if you're already a member, you're not going to be able to grab one. It's not going to pick you out. It's worth noting, too, and I want to make this clear as well. A lot of people's memberships are going to end in the coming week or so, or the coming weeks, because many people have memberships that were gifted to them, and naturally, not everybody's going to be able to continue to, pay to keep that membership. So just keep in mind that, all these very generous individuals who are continuing to gift memberships, quite a few of you might continue to get memberships gifted to you as well. I have no doubt that there will be some members that they just perpetually get gifted memberships because, that's the thing, man. We have some very, very generous and kind people here on the channel. Hellbound 1981 getting involved. We clearly have a train going here. We clearly have a train going. I think that's the right soundbite for the for the train. Hellbound 1981 with another 5 memberships gifted. You guys are incredible. I can't even keep up. You guys absolutely, you nuked the goal. That's what happened. You straight up nuked the goal here. So thank you. You guys are amazing. Membership bound gamer. Yeah. No train sound. What is going on with my soundboard here, bro? Now I gotta check to see if it's even working. Well, we got to Arnold. Is that it? I'm getting annoyed at the fact that the sounds aren't coming out. But thank you guys so much, man. You know what I think it is? I think I have to manually toggle them before each stream. I don't know if it played yet. But man, yeah, you guys are absolutely crushing it. We are at 83 members. I still have more to say. Don't worry. The conversation's far from over, but we are at 83 members. Absolutely just crushing the goal. Let me update that real quick, and I'm going to continue with my rant here because we still have more to go over. I'm going to head over to Twitter in just a minute here, and oh man, you think I'm being rough? You think I'm being bad? Wait until we take a look at what people are saying and what they're doing over on Twitter. It is not good, bro. It is not good. I think we're at 83 members now. You guys are wild. Absolutely wild. So I'll update that goal. Guys, absolutely crushing it. Love to see it. Thank you guys so much. Let me see here. Oh, actually, we're at 85 members. Man, it keeps going up. It keeps going up. 85 members. Wow. Just like that, 85 members. First 50 bomb. Love to see it. Thank you for all the support. Before I head over to Twitter, though, I want to make sure I get these super chats as well because you guys are out here in force with super chats. On top of that, I got subtext. You're saying almost every review says it has a bland story, brain dead AI, boring missions, dead world, and quote, it's a bad game they can't recommend, end quote. The scores are generous. Yeah, dude, I've been watching gameplay clips, and it is, at least with Cyberpunk, for as bad as that game was, and this is how you know it's bad, because I tore CD Projekt Red to shreds for what they did with Cyberpunk. But at least with Cyberpunk, people could tell, even for as broken as the game was, dude, there's something great here. You guys just it wasn't anywhere near done, and you put it out broken. But there's clearly something great here, and people, man, I not all the memberships haven't even been distributed yet. I wish more people. I hope more people click on the stream, man. Because clearly, I keep seeing the counter going up because people are randomly getting distributed memberships. This is why, man. This is why I have to push people. I know it might get annoying on the channel, and I do apologize, but I have to push people and remind them. We're supposed to be at 95 members, really? Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is why I try to remind people, guys. If you want to help out, help get these memberships distributed to people who aren't aware that they can be given free memberships. Remind them to toggle it on, to opt in. I know it's going to get annoying with me constantly saying that in videos and in streams, but it's because people are leaving them on the table at this point. They don't know. This is why, dude, this is why. This is why I want YouTube to get rid of that option. Because, like, we have so many people here willing to gift memberships, and people can't even keep up. People, like, so many people, I'm telling you, tens of thousands of people on this channel right now are not aware that they have to opt in to get these memberships gifted to them. I'm going to have to, like, make a whole dedicated video letting people know, letting all my audience know. I'm going to have to make it the most clickbait video. Guys, the future of this channel, you know, and everybody who's a subscriber is going to click on that video and be like, what? MBG, is he done with YouTube? What's going on? But in reality, I'm just going to let you know, bro, opt in for memberships. How do you opt in? Click any of the memberships up top that you see. That 50 bomb is going to be there probably this whole stream. Click on it. It gives you the option to toggle it on so you can be gifted, okay? Oh, man, you guys are breaking the system. You guys are, dude, you guys are gifting so many memberships. You're breaking the system, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, this is why I'm saying I have to keep letting people know, because just now we got up to 95. I didn't even know we were at 95. That is insanity. That is insanity. You guys are breaking the YouTube system here. Thank you so much, guys, really. Tavo, you're saying, can I get gifted? Bro, just click, like I said, click the icon up top. Should ask you. But subtext, that's the thing, man. At least with a game like Cyberpunk, for as broken as it was, you could tell there was something underneath. It just wasn't finished, but there was a great game there underneath. With Redfall, not only is it apparently pretty broken, but everybody who's playing it is just saying, like, this isn't a good game. Like, there's nothing fun about the game. It's bland. It's boring. It's not creative at all. It's unoriginal. And it shows. This is why. This is why when I first saw that Redfall CG trailer in 2021, I was skeptical. I'm like, this seems pretty cringe and generic to me. You know? Like, I'm not excited for this at all. Let's wait to see the gameplay. And then they showed the gameplay, and at one point, I did have a little bit of hope for Redfall. I'm like, maybe it could be good. Like, maybe it could be like a kind of Left 4 Dead-esque type of experience. But man, this is so far from anything. It's worse than I ever could have imagined, to be honest. BBDW, member for 23 months, you're saying Xbox doesn't need ABK, they just need COD. Do we see an exclusivity contract in the wake of a failed buyout? I doubt it, man. I doubt it. I think it's a possibility, but I don't see Microsoft deciding, hey, we're just gonna pay the money to Activision. To be honest, that $3 billion that they're gonna have to pay Activision for breakup fees if this deal doesn't close in time, which it doesn't seem like it's going to, that alone would have been enough to secure Call of Duty exclusivity for quite some time. But instead, Microsoft gets nothing in return. So I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I don't see Microsoft paying $3 billion in breakup fees to then turn around and be like, we're going to pay you even more now and get those, exclusivity deals. They could. I think they still could. But I don't know, man. I get a feeling that, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what Microsoft could be planning to do as a plan B. I have no idea. In my opinion, everything seemingly hinged on this Activision Blizzard deal. I think that's obvious. I think it's obvious, Cardinal Music coming in with another 5 memberships gifted. Bro, thank you so much, man. Killing our goal like it's nothing. Blowing past 100, dude. We are at 100. Cardinal Music, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that. I'm just putting it higher up because you guys don't even give me a chance. You guys don't even give me a chance here. And I get it, man. I get it. I continually see comments from people who say, dude, you're spending too much time on the memberships. You're spending too much time on the membership gifting. You're getting too distracted. Look, man, I get it. I appreciate everybody who comes to my channel for content, and I'm still trying my best. I'm doing my best. Keep that in mind. But I will always say, I will always defend not only myself, but the people who are gifting memberships. Like, guys, thank them. Thank these guys and girls for gifting these memberships, because they're the ones who are literally funding this channel. This is thanks to them. So I got to give them their shout outs, man. I got to give them their time. And I guess at this point, I just hope that anybody who chooses to listen in understands that. All right. But I'm trying my best not to spend too much time on it, because I do understand that even those who are gifting memberships want, you're coming here to to listen to what I got to say too. So 102 memberships. That is crazy, dude. Not even an hour into the stream. Not even an hour into the stream. You guys are fucking wild. Thank you so much. Neutral Zone, you're saying only PlayStation fanboys say it is up to Starfield, no one else. Dude, come on, man. That is not true. That is a flat out lie. It's not just PlayStation fanboys. Not even close. It's not just PlayStation fanboys. If you go around, it might not be everybody, but even people who are considered more neutral and don't really or at least try to not have a bias, even they will tell you, Starfield, oh man, they got to deliver. They got to deliver with Starfield. No question about it. Even I can say maybe it's a bit hyperbolic. Maybe it's a bit hyperbolic to say the entirety of Xbox hinges or resides on the shoulders of Starfield, but I want you to just you see what's happening with Redfall right now, right? It's pretty bad, trending on Twitter, everybody's shitting on it. Imagine if it was Starfield. It would be, I mean, it's a nightmare scenario, dude. And Fred Vance coming in with another 5 gifted. Thank you so much, Fred. Continually seeing a lot of the same individuals coming back stream after stream to continue to gift memberships. Guys, give a big shout out to all those who are gifting free memberships for everybody. This is why I hope, can we break 1,000 concurrent viewers? The more people we get in here, the more people that are going to get memberships. You guys are incredibly generous. And Fred, you've been putting in a ton of work here on the channel, growing the community. Love to see it, man. Seriously appreciate that support. W's in the chat. NewSoul9, you're saying, MBG, I understand, but you didn't answer my question. The only way to change this narrative is by not releasing any bad games after Starfield. Okay, I get what you're saying, NewSoul9. I probably did misread your question. And yeah, I'm assuming that's what you're saying. And if that's what you're saying, NewSoul9, I'm in absolute agreement, because Starfield has a lot going for it, and there's a really good chance Starfield is going to be a big success for Xbox, even if it releases in a buggy state, even if it releases at 30 FPS on the Series X, which would be crazy. But even with all this working against it, potentially, I think it has the chance to be very successful. And it's like, look, if Starfield is a big success for Xbox, it's going to put a lot of wind in their sails. It's going to help a lot. Like, it's going to be I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this. It's going to be the shot in the arm, I guess, that not only Xbox desperately needs right now, but the Xbox fan base needs as well. And so I fully anticipate Starfield will be a success. The big thing, though, is exactly that, NewsOnline. But what comes after? And that's where I did say yesterday that even if and I'm not trying to move a goalpost. That's not what's happening when I say this. I don't think it's that at all. I have encouraged the Xbox fan base that even if Starfield is a mega hit and it's hugely successful, celebrate that, be excited about it, but still be a bit skeptical. Because what Microsoft has to prove is that they know how to be consistent. And they know how to consistently bring out quality AAA titles. Because I want to remind people that Xbox fans have had to endure a year and a half without a big AAA exclusive. And this is the first one they get after that year and a half wait. If Starfield comes out, kicks the doors down, is a huge success, does really well for Xbox, there's no promise that the next game in line, even if it is Hellblade 2, Avowed, whatever it might be, we actually don't know yet. That's why I'm interested to see this Xbox showcase in June, because I want to know what their roadmap looks like. There's no guarantee that that game's going to be a success, that game's actually going to do well, you know? So there's actually probably a pretty decent chance that game could be another Redfall type experience. So it's definitely concerning, man. Ro Chandler, you're saying, I honestly like Bethesda games and was looking to a new Fallout-like experience, but I really think Starfield is going to flop now, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, dude, is a lot of people are just automatically losing confidence here because this is why I said when Microsoft bought Bethesda, I tried to tell people, I'm like, there's a reason why they were so willing to be purchased. There's a reason why they were so willing to just be like, okay, yeah, Xbox owns us now. It wasn't because things were going great. If things were going great and Bethesda was in a great spot, a great position, and everything was just on the up, they wouldn't have allowed that. There would be no reason for them to need to sell, to be purchased, to lose that independence. And that's why I can't help but look at Redfall and think to myself, like, shit, dude. Like, did Microsoft make a bad purchase? That's not to say that I think Bethesda would have, collapsed in on itself and went away, but that is a possibility. And that, that's why everyone is looking at Starfield. You're saying you think Starfield is going to be a flop now, unfortunately. I'm not there yet. I do not feel confident at all in saying that Starfield's going to be a flop. I just feel confident in saying that it has a big hill to climb. It's a steep hill to climb, and it's going to have to do more than even what people are expecting of it. That's the reality, I think, for Starfield. And I don't know, man. Something bad is going to happen if Starfield doesn't blow people away. Something real bad is going to happen to Bethesda, and it's not going to be pretty, and it's not going to be good, because you know what? Phil Spencer may be the head of Xbox Gaming, but he's not the head of Microsoft. Phil Spencer may be a board member, but there are a lot of individuals that make up the board of Microsoft, and it's not just one person being able to make a singular decision. They've given Phil Spencer a lot of leeway. They've given him more than enough time. They've given him more than enough money to work with, more than enough resources. And I'm telling you, if Starfield comes out and it doesn't fucking blow people away and it's not the talk of the town, if anything goes wrong, boy, that's going to be bad for Bethesda. It's going to be bad for Phil. It's going to be bad for Xbox. It's going to be bad for Xbox fans. But Bethesda they're going to be in trouble because Microsoft is not going to be okay with that. And I want it to be known, there was I want to bring this up real quick because this is very relevant. This is actually very relevant. It's very telling, and I don't want to forget to bring this up. Give me just a moment to find it, because I just remembered it now, and it is crazy, dude. There was a leak a while ago that a lot of people didn't believe. I remember I covered this leak on my channel. And a lot of people were hating on me for it. They're like, dude, you're just trying to find any excuse to hate on Xbox. But the reason why I covered this leak when it first came out, even though the source couldn't, be verified, the reason why I covered it was because I'm like, guys, you better pray this isn't true. Because if this is true, it means literally Xbox has not changed at all. And Bethesda's going to be fucked. Bethesda's going to be run by piss poor management that doesn't know how to manage big AAA games, and they're going to ruin their games. And I got the leak here. This was from, let me see. How long ago was this? This was from it's about 5 months ago. Okay, so like at the beginning of this year. This is from Reset Error. I don't spend any time on Reset Error. That place is kind of a joke, but occasionally there are like insiders and people who know what's going on. They share some information. This person says, I don't usually have a source for any information, but I heard that Tango Gameworks will be putting out something you can play later today. That was when in January, Microsoft was doing their show, and there was the rumor that maybe they were going to shadow drop something. This is where the rumor came from. So he correctly made it, called this, saying that they were going to shadow drop something related to their Hi-Fi Rush game. I don't know much else beside that. Maybe this has previously been rumored and I didn't see that. It doesn't matter if anybody believes me. I'm not looking for recognition. If this turns out correct, we'll know in a few hours. I will share more of what I was informed. So what this person said is that they were given information internally that Microsoft was getting ready to shadow drop Hi-Fi Rush. He then said he's not sure if that's going to be true or not, like whether he can trust this source. So they waited until that was confirmed, which it was, and then he says, I'm going to reveal to you more of what I was told from this source. And this is what he was told back in January. So this turned out to be true. I was told more than what I said, so I'll share. So Microsoft lost tons and tons of money on Azer this fiscal year. They're asking all divisions to blunt the loss. One thing Microsoft has floated for Xbox is releasing Starfield before fiscal year ends, aka June 2023. Redfall is coming first and is in rough shape still and probably should use more quality control, but it's still in better shape than Starfield. I need that fucking part to sink into people. Redfall is in better shape than Starfield. People better start sweating, bro. People better start sweating, because that is some scary shit. Because Redfall is a fucking train wreck, as we have seen. He continues by saying, Bethesda wants more time with Starfield, and if they get their way, Starfield will come in the fall. So they did win that battle. So it turns out that Starfield was actually in such rough shape that even Microsoft, who wanted to rush it out the door, was like, shit. All right, well, okay, we got to delay it to the end of this year. He says, if Microsoft gets their way, it comes out this fiscal year. If Starfield comes in June, expect it to be in very rough shape. So, I don't know, man. Look, I know that it's a decent chunk of time between June and September, but it's not that much time. That's scary, dude. What did I tell you? I don't have an inside source. I'm not being fed inside information. I told you guys. I'm like, Microsoft is greedy as fuck. They don't care about the quality of these games. They care about results. Bottom line results. Now. Oh my God. This person was absolutely dead on correct. They were correct about Hi-Fi Rush. They were correct about Redfall. And clearly they're going to be correct about Starfield. So the question is, if Starfield is in such rough shape that even though Microsoft wanted to push it out the door by June, they had no choice but to say we gotta delay it till fall. If it's in that rough shape, dude, this game is not going to be ready. Maybe Bethesda can do the impossible. Maybe they can shock everyone. Maybe that's all they need. They just need a couple more months to get the game exactly where it's got to be. Something tells me that's not what's going to happen. And I wanted to be sure to read that, because that's the thing, man. Sometimes you get these rumors, these rumblings of what's going on internally at these companies. And, because they don't, these are just anonymous sources who don't want to put their neck on the line and reveal who they are or where they're hearing it from. A lot of people just understandably throw it away and toss it aside, saying it's Bethesda. People expect the game to be rough. And that's bullshit, dude. Like, what the fuck is that? I'm not saying I'm not saying that's you, Toilet Drummer. Nice name. I just mean generally, like, is that really the expectation? Well, no wonder why Microsoft acquired them. The expectation is, oh, well, you know, if the game release is broken, it's par for the course. We already expect that. Except now they have Game Pass. If that's really what people's standards are, they gotta change. Have a higher standard than that, for the love of God. Like, I don't get me wrong. I understand that a lot, like, big, ambitious games, I don't expect perfection. Not anywhere close. Like, I do expect if a game's going to be massive and it's just a super ambitious game, very technical game, of course you expect some bugs. You expect not everything to work 100%, of course. But I don't know, man. Like, that to me is scary sounding. Like, there is an inherent difference between, like, oh, you know, it has a couple bugs here and there. You might run into some stuff. You know, even Forbidden West had a couple bugs at launch. It's like, okay, fine. You know, like, it's not ideal, but it's somewhat understandable. There's a difference between that and, like, bro, you can't play this game without some crazy messed up shit happening to you. That's bad, you know? No, I don't think anybody should be accepting of that. Like Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Yeah, I mean, dude, people need to. I'm telling you, this shit like this is going to hurt the AAA games, and it's already hurting the AAA games industry. It is. It's already hurting the AAA games industry, and if it continues, it's just going to get worse. A feature, not a bug. Oh man. It's Jacoby. You're saying, "Hi MBG, is YouTube your full-time job?" Currently, I am pursuing it in that way. Yes, that's why I've been so, it's been so important for me to acknowledge fan funding and how I love doing this. I want to do this as much as I possibly can. You guys have been showing incredible support. It's been a great time, dude. So that's why I'm saying fan funding is very important. If you appreciate my content, if you appreciate what I do here, and you want to enable me to continue to do it as frequently as possible, then by all means consider supporting. And you guys have been supporting big time. Big time. Aaron Yogurt, you're saying, MBG, you have no right to start the stream so early. Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. It's not necessarily my fault. Well, first off, I wanted to make sure to stream early today because I tend to have more energy earlier in the day and in the morning. I mean, I think that's normal for a lot of people. I mean, everybody's different, but for me, I have more energy at around this time. But also because it's when it's when they put out their reviews. They put it out like late evening because they know, like, people are not going to pay attention as much. And that's why I wanted to just get the stream going early in the morning because we got to call it out, man. New Soul 9 saying, I understand where you're coming from. Do you believe Phil should lose his job? Doing that is easier said than done. You said it yourself, MBG. Talent and management is limited. So I try not to be ignorant and understand it's not as easy as being said. That's true. Yeah, I don't want to make it sound like the solution is as simple as get rid of Phil and just get the right guy in there. It is obviously way more complicated than that. But to be honest, I don't know that it's Phil's fault, man. Like, it's hard not to place the blame squarely on Phil because he is the head of Xbox Gaming. But you can tell, like, even with this leak that turned out to be correct, you can tell this is upper management at Microsoft. Upper management at Microsoft needs to realize that what they're expecting is not realistic. And I know that it's a difficult thing. If you're Phil Spencer or anybody else, it's a difficult thing to turn to the board of Microsoft and the Microsoft shareholders and say, I know you guys really want more money right now, but it's not going to come right now. Like, we need more time. That's the reality, is Xbox needs time. And they don't need this. As bad as it would have been for Redfall to not release and for Xbox fans to go potentially almost 2 fucking years without a big AAA game launch, for as bad as that would have been, it's not as bad as what you're getting now, which is a rushed, broken, mediocre product. Nothing is better than garbage, in my opinion, because what the fuck are you supposed to do with garbage other than complain about it and be upset about it and feel like you wasted your money on it? But that's just it, man, is what happens if Microsoft doesn't force Redfall out the door? What happens? You lose Game Pass subscribers. You lose engagement. You lose people. That's what happens. So this is why I'm saying, man, like, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if right now all of Microsoft's game studios have a lot of pressure on their shoulders. Look at how long Hellblade 2's been in development for, dude. I mean, I have to imagine that the board of Microsoft is looking at film being like, when's their game going to be ready? They've been working on that since 2017, 2018. When's it going to be ready? And Phil might understand. Phil probably does understand, like, guys, they're, you know, it's just not ready. Like, they need more time. I'm not saying that's even due to incompetence. It might just be that it's the nature of they're now switching to, they did switch to Unreal Engine 5, and this game's going to be much more bigger and more ambitious than the first Hellblade. It might be that way. Phil understands this, probably. Everybody underneath him understands this. Matt Booty, the developers. But at the end of the day, that's the nature of, you have shareholders, you have upper management at Microsoft, and they're like, but money, where is the money? Where are the results? And at some point, it's like, you can only say, we need more time for this reason and that reason. The excuses run out. And people demand results. In a way, the shareholders are kind of like the customers in that sense, right? The consumer, where it's like, the consumer who's been waiting is going to be asking, like, when's it going to be ready? When's it going to be done? And so the pressure is mounting clearly not only on Phil Spencer, but on all of Xbox management and the studios, where now it's clear, like, dude, do you think do you think Arcane wanted to release this game now? Do you think they wanted this to happen? No, they didn't. They knew. They're not dumb. Of course the developers know. Of course they know this is going to be an absolute shit show. This game is not ready. I mean, it's one thing if the game just simply isn't good, but it's another thing when a game is bad and also broken or unfinished or unpolished. And that's a part that could have been avoided. And that's why the buck, in my opinion, does stop with Microsoft, because Microsoft is the only one to stop that from happening. If Arcane had their way, they probably would have said, we need at least like 3 more months to make sure this game launches in a more polished, finished state. And Microsoft is going to say, absolutely not. You put that shit out now. And you know who's going to suffer in the end? Do you know who's going to pay the price? Not Phil. Not Matt Booty. Maybe eventually. I mean, you think they would have paid the price at this point. It's been almost a decade. Like I said, no. Arcane's going to pay the price. I'm not saying they're going to get shut down. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But that's the reality. And yeah, the gamers obviously are already paying the price. But I'm saying in the end, like when it comes to the business of video games, dude, these studios are not invincible. They are not immune. That's the reality. You put out a bad game, it reviews bad, it sells bad, it doesn't get much engagement in Game Pass. Well, the pressure's on. But wait, you told us we had to rush it out. They don't care. They don't care. The pressure's on. No. Next game, here's your budget, here's your time frame, get it done. And if that flops, then you're done. That's how this works. I don't know if people know that. That's how this works. That's why I've always praised Sony, because that's how it works at Sony as well. But the difference is these studios earn their keep, right? These studios prove that they can deliver something under pressure. And after proving that to Sony, the upper management at Sony, when that studio says, listen, we need a delay. I know it's not ideal, but we need it. Sony's going to give them they trust their studios. They say, okay, you guys have proven you know how to sell games because you know how to make games. And that's what matters most at the end of the day to us. You need 3 more months, no problem. Right now, Xbox doesn't have that. This is why I've been complaining to the fan base for so long that you guys should have been seriously demanding a lot more, or at least trying, because right now there's no safety net at Xbox. There's no safety net for these studios. There's no safety net for Starfield. There's no safety net for Hellblade 2. It's do or die. It is sink or swim. It's either you're going to make a good game that people are going to love, or you're not. And if you don't, the pressure builds. The pressure continues. It just increases more and more. And that pressure is coming from upper management. That pressure is also coming from the consumers. So right now, Xbox is in a very, very, very bad position. And that's why I said earlier, what they end up doing with their showcase is going to be one of two things. They're either going to impress people, excite people, and alleviate a portion of that pressure. That's what Xbox needs to do right now more than anything. They need to alleviate the pressure, because it's not just Redfall, right? And the disastrous train wreck of a release and the reviews and the fact it's being torn to shreds online. It's not just that. It's coming right after the CMA blocks Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard after they were hyping their fan base up for months and months and months. It's not good at all. There's a ton of pressure, and Microsoft has to do something to alleviate it. And the only thing that I can see in an immediate view right now that's going to alleviate pressure, potentially, it's not a Phil Spencer speech. It's not a Phil Spencer speech saying, I'm more excited about what we didn't show. It's not that. No, it's put on a show gameplay. Not a CG trailer. Not a bunch of games that are nowhere near finished development. No, put on a show gameplay. Get gamers excited for games that look good. You do that, and you alleviate a lot of pressure. And maybe, just maybe, the second half of 2023 looks a hell of a lot better for Xbox, because that's the thing here. There are things working in Microsoft's favor right now. It's just a matter of how they choose to handle it. For example, I have an article here. This is coming from WCCF Tech. It says Hellblade 2 might have been teased for a 2023 release. The release window of Hellblade 2 has been a great mystery for fans. Originally announced in December of 2019 at that year's edition of the Game Awards as the very first Xbox Series X exclusive, Hellblade 2 wasn't heard from again until 2 years later. UK developer Ninja Theory finally showcased stunning in-engine footage of the sequel powered by Unreal Engine 5 technology at the Game Awards in 2021. The video showed Senua leading a ragtag band of humans in a seemingly impossible fight against a giant, who was later hinted to be someone she once knew. The trailer did a lot to rekindle the hype surrounding Hellblade 2. However, Ninja Theory founder and creative director Tamim, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, admitted a few months earlier that the game still wasn't in full production despite the studio preparing a chunky slice. I see, this is, even I forgot about that. That is fucking insane. That is insanity. That is utter insanity. What is wrong with Xbox Game Studios, bro? I totally forgot about that. Back when we got that footage, that gameplay chunk of Hellblade 2 at the Game Awards 2021, I forgot that they came out and said the game isn't even in full production yet. Not even in full production almost 2 years after they first announced it. What? How? I actually totally forgot about that. Anyway, the article continues by saying that statement pretty much guaranteed Hellblade 2 wouldn't release in 2022. Still, fans have been hoping to get a surprise launch in late 2023, and those dreams are now renewed following a possible tease. A new Xbox Game Pass video advertisement shows a bunch of games either available or due to be available this year, such as Hi-Fi Rush, Ghostwire Tokyo, Minecraft Legends, Redfall, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, and third-party games like Lies of P, Exoprimal, and Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. Ninja Theory's upcoming game is in there too, appearing briefly around the 13-second mark. Could that be a sneaky tease from Microsoft that Hellblade 2 is indeed launching before year's end? We'll know relatively soon, as the Xbox Game Showcase is scheduled to air on Sunday, June 11th. In mid-2021, journalist Jeff Grubb pegged the game would be a 2023 release alongside Fable, Perfect Dark, and Avowed. Okay. Literally, we haven't seen gameplay of any of those games, but apparently at that time he thought they were going to come out this year. So yeah, that's the thing, man, is Xbox fans, understandably so, are already, they're looking to the future, to the second half of 2023, and they're thinking, well, look, Hellblade 2 was shown in this trailer. Is there a chance? Is it a possibility that we could get this game? And look, I don't know. I want to say probably not, but that could be a big surprise. And that would be something that could go a long way for Xbox this year. For all we know, Hellblade could save Xbox in 2023, right? That could be what happens, but it's just, that's not where we are right now, unfortunately. I think it's a good sign that it showed up in that trailer, but the game apparently by the end of 2021 wasn't even in full production. Like, how are we supposed to assume that a game going basically at the beginning of 2022, Hellblade 2 wasn't in full production? How the hell are we supposed to expect that to be ready this year? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Another question I have about Hellblade 2, because I am very excited about it, is how much bigger it's going to be. Like, compared to the first game, because the first game was a really solid AA game. I mean, it was the closest thing to like a AA AAA game I recall playing, but it was pretty short. It was a pretty short-lived game. Really good game. I wonder how much different this game will be. Like, do we expect Hellblade 2 to be like a 25-hour, 20 to 25-hour like AAA story-driven experience? Because I feel like when it comes to AAA, like modern AAA single-player games, at least, again, if we're comparing it to Sony, that's what Sony's been delivering consistently, right? So, let me see. We got Zeno76 saying, what happens if Xbox fails, stops making games? Will Nintendo step up? You're saying, will Nintendo step up or a new face entirely? Thoughts? So you're basically asking, like, if Xbox were to fail, if Xbox were to go away and just disappear because it like implodes on itself, and they don't make games anymore. First off, I don't think that's necessarily likely at all. But it's people do got to question, how long can this go on for without results? Would Nintendo step up? No, I think Nintendo would just keep doing what they're doing. Would a new competitor emerge? I think so. Yes. I think if Microsoft basically, and again, this is very unrealistic, but just, if Xbox left the gaming industry and Microsoft exited the gaming industry, would another competitor emerge? Yeah, I absolutely think so. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. Not to that extreme. And that Cardinal Music, a member for 5 months, you're saying, I saw the even 100 and just had to. Thank you so much, Cardinal Music. Really appreciate the gifted memberships, man. We got Top Shot saying Microsoft will never leave ABK alone because of Sony. Sony showed Microsoft how valuable ABK games are for success, which will embolden Microsoft. Well, that's the funny thing, Top Shot. Apparently, Microsoft, if the CMA ultimately wins and gets their way, Microsoft is not going to be able to try to repurchase. They're not going to be able to try to repurchase Activision Blizzard for at least 10 years. So could they, do it, try it again in 10 years? Yeah, but that's the thing, is even if Microsoft were to try again in 10 years, which is a long time from now, the CMA is very likely to still block them at that time. And Microsoft would have to pay more billions of dollars to Activision Blizzard. So, I do get what you're saying, though. You're saying, like, regardless of whether it goes through, Microsoft may end up just truly fighting hard to get Call of Duty onto Game Pass. I don't know, man, because I think a factor here that some people are forgetting is that, yes, Call of Duty would massively benefit Game Pass, even if Microsoft signed a third-party exclusivity deal for Call of Duty. But you have to ask yourself, why didn't Microsoft ever consider doing that in the first place? Well, something that Microsoft was going to get by owning Call of Duty is, even with Call of Duty being on PlayStation still, they were going to get all that money. All that money that Activision makes yearly from Call of Duty selling incredibly well on PlayStation, Microsoft was going to pocket that money. And that's, that is a reason why I was tempted to believe, and still kind of do think, that Microsoft was serious about not removing Call of Duty, because that's a lot of money, dude. What is it that Microsoft shareholders want? What is it that the board of Microsoft they want to see from the brand right now? They want to see money. They want to see that money flowing consistently. And Call of Duty would have done that, and PlayStation would have been a big part of that, ironically enough. But that I think right there is the exact reason why you're not going to see Microsoft go out of their way if this deal falls apart and it's all said and done. I don't think you're going to see them go out of their way to sign an exclusivity deal for Game Pass with Call of Duty. They still could, of course, but I don't know, man. I think it's unlikely. Starscream 3117, you're saying, I think regardless of the deal, COD will end up on Game Pass in the next few years. Also, have you seen the GT movie trailer? It looks really good. Well, that actually, I think, Starscream, I think I kind of answered your, well, it wasn't necessarily a question, but I think I did respond to your statement here. Hopefully you're still here and listening. Did I see the GT movie trailer? You're saying it looks really good. I did watch it. Yeah, I watched the Gran Turismo movie trailer shortly before I went live, and I do got to say it actually looks really good. It does. I'm quite shocked. Like, I had zero expectation for this, and the trailer is like, yo, why does this movie look so good? So it seems like Sony is absolutely on a roll with their with PlayStation productions. Kitpert, you're saying hope Starfield does well, but not convinced. Hashtag PSVR2. Well, man, Microsoft is dedicating a solid half hour for their big exclusive Starfield at their showcase. So we'll see, man. It'll at that point we'll be very close to launch, and I don't know, man. You know what I think might happen? You know what I think might end up actually hurting Starfield? Even like maybe this is a bit, I don't know. Maybe it's a bit too conspiracy-esque, but we know that Xbox is going to have their show in June. They're going to be showing off new games for like an hour and a half, and then they're going to be showing off Starfield for a half hour at the end. If the rumor is true, and I did talk about this a little bit, the rumor is true that Sony is actually going to hold their own showcase before Xbox. Dude, Sony could cripple Xbox before they even have a chance. And I know that sounds dramatic, but come on. Like, we all know it's true. It really depends on what Sony's going to show. But Sony, if they do a showcase before Xbox, there's a year and a half build up. And in the time that Xbox fans have been waiting for a game from Xbox, we've been waiting for a showcase from PlayStation while playing games. The irony, right? This showcase from Sony has the potential, because this is also a very important year for PlayStation 5 sales and 2024. Presumably, they're going to show quite a few titles that won't come until 2024 at Sony Showcase. Dude, Sony could end it before it even starts. And I say that because as soon as we heard that Starfield was releasing in September of this year, a lot of people, or not Starfield, but Starfield is set. I'm pretty sure it's set for September. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Then we got the leak from Tony Todd, the actor who's going to play Venom in Spider-Man 2, that apparently Spider-Man 2 is set to launch in September. And even though these games are vastly different, they do have one very important thing in common. They are both massive AAA exclusive titles for a platform that is looking to get all of the attention and suck all of the oxygen out of the room. And I wouldn't be surprised if Starfield ends up getting delayed, honestly, because I already saw people comparing, like, oh damn, it's going to be Spider-Man 2 up against Starfield, and from a gameplay standpoint, it is hard to compare the two, but I can tell you something PlayStation fans are not saying about Spider-Man 2. You know what PlayStation fans are not saying about Spider-Man 2? A big open world game. We're not saying, well, it'll probably come in hot, in rough shape. It'll probably be pretty buggy. No, PlayStation fans are saying the exact opposite. PlayStation fans are absolutely expecting, when Spider-Man 2 drops, not only will it come in a finished, polished, very polished product, but it'll play at 60 FPS. Probably higher than 60 FPS in some cases. Maybe even 120. Who knows? That's the expectation for PlayStation fans with Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 has not been shown at all. And I have this theory that I've been going with, and if you've been listening to me for a long time, you know that I've said this a couple times. I've said that because people have always asked, they're like, dude, how come Sony isn't showing Spider-Man 2? Like, why have we not seen it? I have a theory that because Spider-Man 2 is PS5 only, it's a PS5 only title. It's not releasing on PC. It's not releasing on PS4. It's not cross-gen. It's not necessarily the first time we're seeing a PS5 only game from Insomniac. We saw Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart came out almost immediately after the launch of the PS5. It was considered a launch window title, and people were blown away by what Insomniac was able to do right out of the gate with a PS5 exclusive. They've had much more time to work on Spider-Man 2 as a PS5 only exclusive. I have a theory that the reason why Sony has been holding off showing Spider-Man 2 is because they know that this is going to be the game that ushers in, like, now it's next gen. Like, holy shit, now we're seeing what PS5 games are capable of, what Sony Studios are capable of by just focusing on PS5 development. That's just that's pure speculation of mine, but I get the feeling that they've been holding on to this as a kind of massive bomb drop moment that, of course, everyone is expecting. Like, everyone is expecting to see Spider-Man and to see it marketed, but this isn't God of War, this isn't Horizon, this isn't GT, and that I say that because those are all cross-gen games, and for as amazing as God of War Ragnarok looked, and as amazing as it played, same with Horizon. And I think we just got a little glimpse at some PS5 only awesomeness with Horizon Burning Shores DLC. These games were developed with the PS4 in mind, and the PS4 had to be a part of it. Not Spider-Man. Spider-Man has nothing to do with the PS4. Unless Sony makes some crazy-ass announcement where it's like, actually, Spider-Man's going to be cross-gen. Oh my God. Everybody would lose their fucking minds, me included. But that game, as far as we are aware, has had nothing to do with the PS4. And Insomniac has had years at this point to really think about what can we do graphically, visually, and not just graphically and visually, but even from a gameplay perspective, knowing all we have to worry about is the PS5 hardware, PS5 speed, the PS5 I/O throughput. We don't have to worry about, a Series S type console to develop for. We don't have to worry about the PS4. We don't even have to worry about PC. I'm telling you, if Spider-Man comes out before we see Starfield at the Xbox showcase, it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. I know they're very different games. I know they're not necessarily games that should even be compared, but you already know, because Starfield is now positioned as the big Xbox exclusive, they're going to be compared. And I frankly feel kind of sorry for Starfield, and I feel sorry for Bethesda fans and Xbox fans because, dude, there is a fucking very good chance that Spider-Man alone is going to suck up all the oxygen out of the room, but that's the scary part. The reason why I said that Sony may end up crippling Xbox before Xbox can even have their show is because that's just it. It's not like Sony's coming out and saying, oh, we're just going to release that Spider-Man 2 trailer and do a Spider-Man 2 State of Play. No, they're apparently going to have a full fucking showcase after a year and a half. Oh my God, dude. Like, if I was Microsoft, I would be nervous, bro. I really would. I would be like, what are they going to do? Like what are they going to show? Because Sony knows how to put on a show. Everybody knows that. Literally no one's going into a PlayStation showcase thinking, I hope it's good. No. The expectations are sky high. You're saying such a nothing statement, MBG. It's meaningless. Well, man, that's the thing. We are still a little ways out from any of these shows happening, from any of these things occurring, but we all know, dude, like, once Sony says we're ready to show phase 2 of the PS5, once Microsoft already has said, but once we get there and Microsoft's like, we're putting on our show, look at the momentum that PlayStation has behind it going into their showcase. Sony's literally going to have Final Fantasy 16 releasing probably 2 to 3 weeks after their showcase. And then on top of that, they're going to have Spider-Man 2 set to come later this year. And God knows what else. We're going to see the Last of Us multiplayer game. The sky's the limit. The momentum that Sony has is insane. The exact opposite is happening for Microsoft. Microsoft has lost any momentum they gained. They've lost a lot of goodwill. They are currently in the worst possible position they could have been in at this point, which is not only did the CMA block your acquisition and merger and fans are disappointed, but you just released your first AAA game in over a year and a half and people are eviscerating it online and are pissed. You're literally seeing comments of people saying, I'm canceling my Game Pass subscription. I'm selling my Xbox. I'm going to PlayStation. Dude, this is why I say, like, I don't care how big Starfield is, man. I don't care how great Starfield is. Like, a single game is not enough, no matter how big it is. A single game is simply not enough. And the more I think about it, the more I sit here and process, like, how long it's been since Sony has talked about anything first-party related. Anything. No first-party reveals, no nothing. They've been busy releasing games. They've been finishing up releasing all of the Phase 1 PlayStation 5 games that were announced back in 2020. I can only imagine what Phase 2 is going to look like because the difference between PlayStation 5's Phase 1 and PlayStation 5's Phase 2, pretty big difference. Where we are now with the PS5 this is a much more critical time for Sony and the PS5 and sales. Launch is incredibly important as well. It always is. But the thing about launch is Sony already has like momentum there, not only from the PS4, but because it's a new piece of hardware. Like people are just as focused on the hardware and the console and the new console features and the accessories and everything else. They're just as focused on that as they are the games. This time around, that's not the case. I think Sony is going to have new hardware. Funnily enough, like they're going to have a PS5 Slim, or maybe with the detachable disc drive. Maybe they're going to show off that little handheld DualSense or whatever. So I think they'll still have some hardware, but the focus is going to solely be on the games. And that's a big deal, man. When you're talking about PlayStation and PlayStation Studios, that's a big deal. I'm excited, man. And it's only May 2nd, and we still got the rest of the month, but man, I'm excited. I cannot fucking wait for the PlayStation Showcase, as you know. And I'm sure many of you can't either. Octavio Beltrini, you're saying, ignore Beth. What does any Xbox studio have to... I think you meant to say Bethesda, obviously. What does any Xbox studio have to show since the launch of this generation? New Sony IPs get sequels while Xbox still has nothing to show. Well, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. I keep mentioning this upcoming Xbox showcase because, dude, I know we keep talking about Starfield, and it's understandable because, we look at the Redfall situation. Now the focus is on Starfield, but you're right. Like, Xbox as a whole, they have not shown anything, dude. They've shown Forza. They've shown smaller AA or indie-esque games, which is fine. They've shown Halo, and then it died. I don't know. Like they haven't really shown. They haven't shown it, and that's why I'm just sitting here, genuinely curious. Like, is this when it finally happens? Is this when it happens? Is 2023? June 2023, is this when Xbox actually shows you, here's Xbox Game Studios? Everwild. Dude, I don't think Everwild's even real, bro. The Combo Clinic, you're saying, is it fair to say that Starfield has to be Microsoft's Elden Ring moment? It can't just be good or even great. It has to be a genre-defining game. I think so. Yeah, I do. Not everybody would agree, but I do think so, the Combo Clinic. It has to be that Elden Ring moment because they need it, man. Like, they need it. They need it more than anybody else in this industry right now. We need Crackdown 4. Hey, MBG, please check this. What do you want me to check? We need Crackdown 4. The only thing that can save Xbox now is Crackdown 4. Get Terry Crews back. Get Pedro Pascal involved. There you go. Get Pedro Pascal and Terry Crews to star in Crackdown 4, and I think Xbox just might be on to something. Crackdown 4, The Crackening. Dude, it writes itself, bro. Now that's that's quadruple A greatness right there. That's quadruple anus. That's quadruple anus right there. Was Blue Box a big scam? Yeah, it seems like it was, dude. Arnie Vesper, you're saying, seen Forspoken's DLC trailer just dropped. Yeah, I saw that. I think that's pretty funny, dude. Like, Sony's looking around and they're like, all right, quick. While everybody's distracted by the horrendous Redfall reviews, just drop the Forspoken DLC trailer. It's clearly an obligation, like they have to fulfill. The studio wasn't necessarily shut down, but it was dissolved and folded back into Square Enix. It's clear that this DLC wasn't a contractually written obligation they have to fulfill. But yeah, Sony's like, quick, release it now. Hurry up. And release it right next to the Gran Turismo trailer, too. Don't let, and you know what's crazy is, like, I watched the trailer and I've seen people, they were saying, like, the gameplay of Forspoken is actually pretty damn good. It's just the problem about Forspoken is literally everything else around it is pretty bad. Like, and in some cases really bad. And that's what's interesting, because I'm like watching the gameplay in that trailer. I'm like, it doesn't look bad. I mean, I did play it for myself in the demo, and I couldn't quite get a grasp of it. Like, I could tell, yeah, I'm sure there are going to be people who really love this, but yeah, Forspoken's done. Forspoken's done. Stick a fork in it. You're saying you like the characters too, but gameplay is king in Forspoken. The demo is bad, but the full game is Infamous / Crackdown combined. Damn, you somehow still bringing Crackdown into the equation. MBG, the reason I know the leaked lists of games announced at the next PlayStation Showcase is because the list doesn't even include half of the games I know are coming. The best is yet to come. William Aguilar, the best is yet to come. It is, dude. It is. That's what I'm saying too, man. Like, we're gonna definitely do a video. Not now, not this week. Like, when Sony announces their showcase, we're going to have an entire stream potentially dedicated to going over every single PlayStation studio and partner and talk about, like, who could be ready to show their games. And I can tell you right now, here's a little tease, here's a little hint, a lot. Are we going to get it all? No, we don't need to get it all, but a lot. William knows something. Reyes Jonas, you're saying, hey, MBG, love your content. Keep it up. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Ro Chandler, you're saying, darkest timeline. Xbox gets MGS exclusivity, LMAO. That would be dark, bro. That would be very dark, because I don't mind at all Metal Gear being multi-platform, you know? But there's no denying that Metal Gear is synonymous with PlayStation. It always has been. That's just the way it is. It's always been synonymous with PlayStation. Metal Gear Solid 4 is still a PS3 exclusive, for the love of God. Corey Lindega coming in with another 10 bomb.
You're breathtaking.
Thank you so much, Corey.
You're all breathtaking.
Absolutely love to see it, man. Let's get some W's in the chats. Let's get some trains going in the chats. I keep saying chats. In the chat. Let's get some trains going, man. Huge shout out to Corey Lindega. Once again, if you are not gifted, if you do not have a membership to MBG's channel, and you would like potentially to be gifted a free membership, click on Corey Lindega at the top of the chat and opt in to be gifted. So thank you so much, Corey. Yet another 10 bomb. Absolutely love to see it. Crushing the goal today. Utterly obliterating it. Bring us up to 117. I am glad I did not make my goal 125 when I did, because we're already almost there and I would have had to correct it again and update it again. But thank you so much for the continued support, man. We have so many channel members. It's been very motivating trying to create more and more members-only content. I know a lot of you guys are very excited about the members-only streams, and we'll keep doing them, of course. So Thank you, Corey. Awesome to see it. Give you one more.
You're
Give
breathtaking.
you one more.
You're all breathtaking.
The irony that this Keanu Reeves breathtaking soundbite is actually from it's from an Xbox E3. I mean, when it comes to Redfall, though, right? Like, is it safe to say we can just get a little?
Quite frankly, you need to go back to the drawing board because your game absolutely sucks.
Right? I mean, it's even more. I debuted that yesterday, but it's even more justifiable now. Now that the reviews are out, now that the gameplay is out. Sad times, bro. Sad times. Mark, you're saying Xbox will likely go under as a console if Starfield flops. I mean, dude, yeah, I don't even know what Microsoft's going to do when it comes to Xbox hardware because they're having trouble selling it. And the reason why, it's not because the Xbox hardware is bad. It's because there's, like, people are beginning to realize if you buy an Xbox Series X or even an S, but especially the X because it's the more premium console, you're paying $500 to be put in the back seat. You're not the priority. You're not. You're paying for a subpar experience. And Xbox has proven that, and that's sad. And a lot of Xbox Series X owners are now realizing that with Redfall coming in at 30 frames, and very likely with Starfield also going to be 30 frames. That's not how it should have went down at all, man. That's not how it should be going down. Kitford, you're saying going to set it off concert today. Pretty stoked. Awesome to hear, Kitford. I hope you have a good time, man. Hope you have a good time. Stephen Jones, you're saying Game Pass effect is going to happen to their games. It's already happening, bro. It's already happening. The Game Pass effect is in right now with Redfall. Look, guys, I haven't even said this yet because I was thinking maybe I should save it. But I will say it. Because it has to be said. Why wouldn't I say it? At this point, it's like, if there's ever a time to say it, I'll say it. Game Pass seemingly lowers the quality of your AAA video games. People have been telling me for years that you're wrong about Game Pass, MBG. You're wrong. Xbox is going to show you. They're going to prove you wrong. And the only thing that Xbox has proven by releasing a title like Redfall into Game Pass, they've only proven me right. And that's the sad thing, is I didn't even expect to be proven right. Certainly not in the middle of 2023. Oh, but you wait. They're going to prove you wrong with Starfield. Like, dude, it's over. Nobody's going to come to me. At least they certainly shouldn't. Nobody should be coming to me when Xbox finally releases a quality title into Game Pass from one of their studios. Nobody should be turning to me and be like, we told you, MBG. Bro, go watch my Crackdown video. How many years has it been? How many years have you had to wait for that? And a better question, what makes you think that's going to continue? Perfect Image, you're saying you ask Xbox to put money on their devs, yet Sony is doing it. Yet, that's the thing, man. Sony's not the one that has to pay $7.5 billion for a publisher. Sony's not the one out here desperately trying to pay $68 billion for Activision Blizzard. No, they're putting money into their studios they currently have, and they're buying studios in a strategic way that seem to make sense and line up with their philosophy. You know, they're being a little bit strategic. They're thinking before they do it. They're not just rushing into something. Sony doesn't have to worry about pressuring their developers or pressuring their studios or pressuring their management where we need results now. No, Sony's raking in the money because of the foundation they've established many years ago that has been slowly, steadily, gradually building up and up and up to where now they're in a very healthy place where they can, dude, I understand, like, I'm not saying this is ideal necessarily, but the reality is Sony is going to go the first half of 2023 without a first-party game release. Now, I'm not necessarily cheering that on. That's not ideally what I would like to see, especially because Forspoken, which is a game clearly that Sony was reliant on, flopped. I would ideally like to be seeing another first party game getting ready to release this month, or maybe a game that came out in April. We got the Burning Shores DLC, and we got PSVR 2. So it's not like we can say Sony did nothing first party. That's not true. They did release Horizon Call of the Mountain, and they released Horizon Burning Shores DLC. Bit too much Horizon, in my opinion. It still counts for something, but that's the reality. There's no big new AAA release from Sony for the first half of this year on the PS5. And so this is why I've always considered it totally fair for the PlayStation fans who are out here saying, yo, Sony, let's get this showcase on the road. We're eager. Yes, and I've seen people come to Sony's defense where they're like, but Sony, they've been releasing video games consistently. Yes, they have. Yes, they have, more consistently than anybody, any platform holder, as far as I'm concerned. We did get God of War Ragnarok in November, right? Like, that wasn't that long ago, but this is probably the longest period of time we've seen Sony go without a first-party title, so it's totally fair. And fans, in my opinion, should be expecting, and they should be asking, okay, Sony, like, you've been on fire, you've been delivering the goods, we don't want to see it come to a stop. Let's see what's coming next. And of course, they have Final Fantasy 16. And I mean, look, Final Fantasy 16 is not a first-party game, but it's the closest thing to it, realistically. So I'm just putting that in there because, yeah, PlayStation fans are looking forward to that, and they're going to buy PlayStations for that. But I guess I'm trying to point out that Sony hasn't had to panic and worry about not having a first-party game ready to go in January, February, March, April, or May, or even June, thanks to Final Fantasy. They haven't had to panic to have something ready to go. They're still breaking records. Like, they strategically, we have third-party partnerships. We made a console where the majority of these third-party games are actually going to play and run slightly better. We're focused on PS Plus. So it's like, it's a little bit strange to see Sony not having a major AAA release from their studios for this period of time. But they've been focused on all these other areas, and it's been working extremely well for them. Like, they don't have to panic. They don't have to rush something out the door. And they've garnered a ton of goodwill from their fan base, from their PS5 owners, by staying consistent. And so, yeah, dude, that's the difference, man. That is the difference between Sony and Microsoft right now. Billy Too Smooth, you're saying this was the first AAA exclusive for the Series X and S. Took almost 3 years to get one. What a joke. It's the Game Pass effect. Starfield won't deliver either. Interesting. Billy Too Smooth laying it out on the line, saying Starfield is not going to deliver either. Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know what Xbox buyers expected, because I don't mean to keep bringing this up, but it's something that always sticks out in my mind, because you're mentioning here how, it took about like nearly 3 years to get the first AAA exclusive dedicated just to the Xbox Series consoles, and it's pretty much a joke. I don't know. I don't know what Xbox owners, or buyers, I should say, were expecting when they decided to support a brand and an ecosystem and a company that came out while the PS5 and Sony were like, here's the biggest and strongest launch lineup of exclusives we've ever had for any PlayStation console. They actually came out and said, we have nothing. We have nothing. To me, that set the tone for this generation. I mean, it's almost like that's why they had to hype up the power factor of the Series X so aggressively. 12 T-flops, 12 T-flops, full RDNA 2, full RDNA 2. And this is why at that time so many people kept saying to the Xbox fans that were running with that narrative, like, dude, but what about the games? Like, none of that means anything without the fucking games, dude. And then that's exactly what they got. They got a paperweight, pretty much. You get a 12 teraflop, full RDNA 2, $500 tower of power with no games. Meanwhile, PlayStation fans like myself, I bought a PS5. I boot up Demon Souls and I'm like, holy shit, I've never seen a game look this good on console in my life. Play Spider-Man Miles Morales. May have been cross-gen, but goddamn, already starting to see some of that Insomniac magic working, right? It's just crazy to me, man. It's just crazy. Like, I find it hard to believe that Xbox even has fans at this point. That's why I just find myself so perplexed, and I can't stop focusing on this because it's like, did I want at the beginning of May to wake up to Redfall trending on Twitter and just see people absolutely destroying this game? No. What I would have preferred to wake up to is PlayStation doing something. I mean, they did the Gran Turismo trailer and the Forspoken DLC, whatever, but something a little bit more than that, That's what I would have hoped for. That's what I would have been expecting. Domingo 813. But MBG. The teraflops.
It's dangerous to rely on teraflops as an absolute indicator of performance.
Mark Cerny. He tried to warn everybody. VR2. You're saying, I heard some crazy stuff on Colt Eastwood's podcast yesterday. Some guys saying, give Arcane a pass because it's their first multiplayer and wait until Starfield before you unsubscribe from Game Pass. Yikes, dude. Yikes. Look, man, I know we're pretty hard on Colt Eastwood here, and I want to make it known, like, I don't have like an axe to grind with Colt Eastwood. He's just, I think the reason why he's probably brought up a lot is because he seems to be like, well, he is the biggest Xbox like fan channel as far as I can tell. He has like 155K subs or something. But it's also because he seems to, and his, at least a good, I can't even say his audience at this point, because dude, his audience is like turning on him if you look in the comments. But he seems to be just like the one that holds out the most and just refuses to like acknowledge, like, dude, like, we know you're optimistic and you don't want to stop being optimistic, but for the love of God, man, like, stop. like if you want to be optimistic, like, you should maybe be optimistic on your own and not like forward facing, because people are not, it's you just totally, your finger's not on the pulse is what I'm trying to say. Your finger's not on the pulse, and to kind of come out and make it seem like it is, and I feel like there are like groups of Xbox fans where they're going to get together and they're going to be like, they're going to be, I mean, it's going to be a cope session, bro. Like, I'm not even trying to be a dick, but that's what it is. And that's fine. Like, I get it. Like, there are still going to be fans and people who they don't want to accept that this is the result and this is what you've received. Like, I get it. Man. Like, you've waited literally years and nothing has changed. The difference between me and them is that I saw this coming in 2018 and 19, and I knew that Crackdown 3 was the one to usher it in. I knew this, and I was like, guys, like, abandon ship, man. Like, do you not see where it's headed? And so it's just like, I don't know. I'm not surprised to read a super chat like this, because it's just, it's like, how are you going to sit here and recommend to people to not unsubscribe to Game Pass? At least until Starfield. Like, no, dude. You should be encouraging the opposite. You should be telling people, you know what? You guys have been subscribed to Game Pass long enough. You've listened to us talk long enough about how Game Pass is going to be great and it's going to get all these awesome games and all these AAA games, and you didn't get any of that. And look at where you are with Redfall. This is what listening to us and waiting got you. So what they should be saying is, you know what? You should unsubscribe from Game Pass, but at most, right? At most, maybe just pay attention Let Xbox give you a reason. That's what they should be saying. Let Xbox give you a good reason to resubscribe to Game Pass and give them your money. Play the Crackdown vid. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Don't worry. I'm making my way down here. Cardinal Music, you're saying, is Redfall the series, the Xbox Series consoles Crackdown 3? Yeah, I think this is their Crackdown 3 moment. Maybe this is a good thing. They're getting it out of the way nice and early. Maybe that's the positive here. They're getting their Crackdown 3 moment out of the way nice and early. $200 a year for Hi-Fi Rush. I mean, I know there are like some third-party games, like I said, like that Ravenlock game. I think that's what's, or Flintlock. I forget what it's called, but there's that. There's Liza P. Like, these are good, but they're not enough. I'm sorry, they're not enough, and they're not first-party games. Like, that's not why people subscribe to Game Pass. It's nice. Richard O, you're saying, do you think the PlayStation Showcase is June 5th? No, I think the PlayStation Showcase is May 25th. And if not May 25th, June 1st. That, like, I don't, it's not going to be June 5th. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be on a Thursday. And I think it's going to be on either May 25th or June 1st. But we'll see. That's just pure speculation on my part. AC Hook, you're saying Xbox Series 12.5 T-flops, Redfall, a massive 30 FPS. Hard to believe, man. MBG, there's a State of Decay 2 video where you go nuts too. Is there? I don't know if there is. I'd have to go look. That's like going into the archive, bro. You're talking about videos that are years old. Figuratively literal, you're saying, did you hear PlayStation just recently surpassed the 500 million units sold? That's 100 million per console on average and 600 million in total if you include the portable consoles. Yeah, I did see that. And that's the crazy thing. That 500 million units sold, that record that they broke, that's just for home consoles. That's just for home consoles. And Sony's the first one to achieve that. I wonder how they did it. You really gotta wonder. Is it by telling people to wait till next E3? Do you think that's how Sony did it? Or do you think it was when they said they're more excited for the games that they didn't show? Huh. Or was it when Sony decided that they were going to spend $68 billion on a publisher? Is that what helped sell their console? Maybe it was their subscription service. I don't know. Oh, right. Good games. Good games is what did it. High quality exclusives. Crazy. Turns out having a launch lineup at the launch of your console is pretty fucking important. Oh, man. Van Fernal's retro stream saying the "It's fun with friends" crowd is part of the reason mediocre multiplayer games keep getting a free pass. Shouldn't rely on friends to make a $70 game fun. Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. I understand that with like live service games that are either free to play or cheap, that I think is where that philosophy applies best, where if a game is made where it is a multiplayer game from the ground up and it is pretty much reliant on other players and that cooperative experience, that social experience to elevate it, then if it's a live service free-to-play game, if it's a really cheap game to gain entry to, that's fair in my opinion. That's fair. And I think that that's how it's kind of always worked, right? To a degree. But when you're not even paying, but when you're asking people to pay potentially $70, right? Because that's what the game is. It's supposed to be a AAA $70 game. And you're supposed to feel like you're getting it at a steal on Game Pass. At this point, I say anybody who is getting it through Game Pass feels like they're either getting it at the exact price it should have costed, that it should cost and that they would pay for. But yeah, if you're going to be making a $70 game, man, like it's got to be a game that can stand on its own with just you playing it. No doubt about that. I agree 100% figuratively literal. Van Fernal's retro stream. And then we have Patrick Sisson saying Sony should consider bringing back the Order 1886. Yes, Sony, make it happen, bro. I'm in complete agreement. But here we go. I made you guys wait long enough Before I go to the Crackdown 3 video, I do want to bring this up. I do think it's relevant, certainly. I gotta move over here a little bit so it's not cut off. We got Redfall trending on Twitter. Let's take a look. First off, we got VGC. Let me move this over here so I can see what's going on. Give me a second. We got VGC coming out. Like, I gotta admit, when the reviews first went live yesterday, I thought to myself, like, this was the first one I saw. This was the first review I saw. Not IGN, VGC's 4 stars out of 5. I want that to be known. It's 4 out of 5 stars. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, was I wrong? Was everybody wrong? Is my stream tomorrow going to be titled Redfall Does the Impossible? But I also thought, or is there a chance that VGC is way off the mark here? Like, way off the mark. Turns out they were way off the mark. Let's see. Here's some Redfall gameplay. Let's start this one. I have to switch my audio up.
I can do this forever.
God damn, that's some, Is this gameplay worth $10? Is this gameplay worth $10, guys? Oh, man. Holy shit, dude. Let's keep it going. Breakable windows. Oh my god. Why did that guy just scream like that?
Oh no!
This guy's real upset, bro.
Oh man.
He's more upset than me. Can't blame him. He paid to play this game. You can't break the window. Oh my god. Oh jeez. Survivor. Oh my god. Isn't Survivor, aren't they the ones that are always known to give good reviews? No way. Hold on now. All right. Well, it's too zoomed in for you guys to see, but Survivor, they gave Redfall a 75. And they gave Horizon Forbidden West a 65. What the fuck? What the fuck? All right, well, hopefully that didn't just get my... Man, that's the danger of scrolling through Twitter here. Somebody put music over this. I don't know what that was. Look at this gameplay, though, dude. Look at this. This is, It's so bad. Oh my god. Look at this, dude. Wow. Everybody thought when the IGN gameplay came out, man, that it was IGN's fault, that they couldn't play the game. Look at that. Oh my lord. It's so bad. Game Pass quality right here. Game Pass quality. What? I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill these vampires. My punching animation is so good. It is pretty funny, dude. Oh man. Dude, why do the enemies keep running away from them? Like, literally, look, oh my god. This is pathetic. I didn't watch any of these videos yet, by the way. That's what's so fun. Yeah, Yang Yeah was completely wrong. Remember we did that video where we reacted to Young Yeah, where he kept placing the blame on IGN, and it was the IGN player. Like, bro, I'm sitting here trying to tell you, like, people need to be telling Young Yeah, like, no, dude, the game looks trash. The game looks trash. What did kind of funny thing?
For what this studio is and for the DNA that they have, this does not represent what I thought it was. And maybe this is just a personal preference on my point, but like I said, I walked away disappointed. There's some technical issues. There's some game design issues here. There's some storytelling issues here that combined just is not an experience that I would expect from Arcane and being what this game is supposed to be, you know, this 4-player co-op experience that is Redfall. And I'm sure we'll get a deeper dive into it, but
Forspoken and Redfall fans having a mid-off about which game is better. God damn, dude. Oh, that's funny. Played Redfall for a bit. Post picture of Kojima. Look at this. So this is something else I wanted to point out. This is Legacy Killer HD. He's a pretty popular YouTuber. This is why I'm saying I'm glad people are finally beginning. Like, I think I don't know. I don't know how many followers he has on Twitter. I actually have more followers than him on Twitter, which is weird, but he has like hundreds of thousands of YouTube subscribers. I don't know if he has like over 1 million yet, but he gets a ton of views on his videos. And he comes out and he says, if Redfall is as bad as it looks to be and Starfield later this year ends up being a mess, I think it's time for Phil Spencer to step down. Maybe a hot take, but Xbox seriously needs to get their act together with their first-party games. No, Legacy Killer HD, that is not a hot take. That is not a hot take. And I know that, you know, certain fans would want you to believe that that's a hot take. It's not a hot take. That is the take that almost everybody should be having right now. Not advocating for Phil Spencer to lose his job, but that somebody, you know, who's the buck stop with here? You know, he's the head of gaming. So I'm glad to see that, you know, people who are not necessarily as involved with the console stuff are beginning to see that, yo, something's really wrong over there at Microsoft. Albert Ellison, thank you for gifting a membership, dude. Shout out to you, man. Give you a little Arnold laugh. Appreciate it, bud. And we got RU46N2 Ray, a member for 21 months, saying founder left, and after that, Arcane was never the same. All the games that were good were headed by the founder that left, Raf Colantonio. I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly, but wonder why he left. Xbox Game Pass. The official Xbox Game Pass Twitter says now playing Redfall. Check out this Redfall gameplay. This game's flames. Fire. Oh my god, dude. It's so bad. I got one more in me. Oh my god, dude. Brutal. I'm rooting for Redfall. It sucks seeing folks share out-of-context pics and vids to fuel console war BS. Even if the game is poorly received, we got to stop hanging on to aggregate scores as a sign of a good game. People spent years on these projects for your entertainment. I don't know who this person is, man, but this is a terrible take. Like, just straight up. This is not the take you should have. Basically trying to blame the consumer and the audience for being unhappy about the result. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, man, but the people who spent years on these projects for our entertainment also expect money. I will say, though, we are getting a little bit of entertainment, are we not? Maybe not in the form that anybody expected, but entertainment nonetheless. I mean, look, I can agree with the whole, like, we don't just want to hold on to aggregate scores, but they do serve a purpose, right? Like, they do serve a purpose. And in this case, this is where you can see reviews doing their job by letting people know, like, this game's a fucking mess. And it's just not good. You might want to save your money. It's a bad take. Oh, here we go. Clobril. This is a hardcore Xbox fanboy. Look at this. Clobril has climbed to 130K followers by just basically being a full-blown Xbox fanboy shill to a degree in which it's like, I'm very curious to see if he has anything negative to say about Redfall. Bethesda gave me the chance to play Redfall early. I'm only a few hours in, so I cannot come to any verdict yet. Of course you can't. Combat feels strong and impactful. I'm already questioning that, Clobril. I just watched gameplay of people showing the combat, and it literally looks like the exact opposite of strong and impactful, but okay. The world has a unique atmosphere. Okay. The Xbox Series X version, unfortunately, just doesn't feel good at 30 FPS. You know what's weird? Is like, I appreciate that Clobril at least brought that up because he realized, like, I can't just say positive things. I know, I'll mention that it's 30 FPS, the thing that everybody already knew. Dude, in these reviews, that's like the last thing people are talking about. Isn't that sad? Isn't that the craziest part? Like, the last thing that people are actually talking about in these reviews is the fact that it runs poorly on console. That's just sad. So he defers to that. Let me go back here. Does he continue? Oh, he has more to say here. Says, playing on PC at 60 FPS, the game does feel a lot better to play. I did create some screenshots because there are moments the game actually looks fantastic. I did experience small visual glitches, such as textures loading in too late, or some lighting bugs. Let me see. I know you guys can't see. Yeah, that I will admit. I mean, look, it's not like top tier cutting edge by any means, but it doesn't look horrible on PC. It looks pretty good. It's got like a crisp resolution. But I don't know, man. Those trees, though. Those trees looking kind of strange. I don't know. I don't know about the trees, though. He continues here. He says, there are unfortunately quite a few problems I have with the game. I love how this is the third tweet in. Like, let me tell you what I don't like about the game now. There are unfortunately quite a few problems I have with the game. The AI just feels dull. Co-op only being progressed in the host world almost defeats the purpose of playing with friends. Wow, that's dumb. Gameplay systems such as looting, rarity, or character abilities don't come together. I do find it important to note that the game features squirrel statues to collect. Well, I appreciate the optimism here. Important notice, out of the box, the game feels horrible to play on a controller, in my opinion. The sound design is apparently good. Overall, it's just not the arcane experience players wanted. I do still think it can find fans because there's some good gameplay to be found here. Are you sure, though, man? You said combat feels strong and impactful. The world has a unique atmosphere. Oh, man, you know it's bad when, like, even the most hardcore Xbox fans are having trouble. Manolis Leladakis, again, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. You're saying, I think that 30 FPS was a diversion for the real problems that this game had. Again, it kind of falls into that whole conspiracy of, you know, just how far out of their way is Microsoft going to go to try to convince people that they just can't compete, man. At this point, you got to wonder. Gamers watching the new Forspoken DLC trailer after playing Redfall. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. Damn. Redfall is on another level. Dude, that is funny shit, bro. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is the good shit right here. This is the premium cope. Reminder, some of the best exclusives I played on Xbox didn't have great review scores thanks to the media. Remember to tap A, download it on Game Pass, and try it for yourself. If you're willing to look past all the noise, then I'll meet you in Redfall at midfall. I said midfall. I'll meet you in Redfall at midfall tonight. God damn. They're getting in my head now. Well, let's see here. So actually, I can give you my take on these games, because I did play 3 of these 4 games. This was like kind of when MBG was still in Xbox land. Rise Son of Rome, I gotta admit, I agree, actually. Rise Son of Rome is pretty underrated. Now, I don't think it's like a 9 out of 10, like, you know, absolute must play, but it definitely wasn't a 60. I can tell you that. This game was actually pretty good, and it's kind of sad. I think Rise Son of Rome actually probably got dumped on because it released right alongside the Xbox One. And that was a, you know, I think any game that launched alongside the Xbox One was going to get dumped on no matter how good or bad it was. But Rise was actually pretty okay. Like I think Rise should probably be sitting at like at minimum like a 70. I think that's fair. Quantum Break, so Quantum Break, I mean, I don't know, a 66 still feels a bit harsh, but I didn't enjoy it that much. Like, I was really excited for it, but the problem with Quantum Break was it just, I don't know, man. Like, the story wasn't as good as you would have hoped, and the gameplay got pretty rinse and repeat very quickly. So it really wasn't, you know, I don't know, maybe the 66 is justified, but Dead Rising 3 is the highest one. I didn't play ReCore. I don't know. I had no interest in ReCore. Dead Rising 3 I did play. Wait, was it Dead Rising 3 or 4? I think I played a little bit of Dead Rising 3, and it's like, you know, I'm a sucker for zombie games. Dead Rising 3, 78. That sounds fair to me. It's just an okay, fun game, you know? Kill some zombies. But goddamn, dude. Like, you have to, like, this is where I'm saying, like, dude, look, nobody's trying to tell you can't enjoy Redfall or that you shouldn't enjoy it if you're excited for it, or even try it if you're excited for it. It's just that, dude, people, like, this isn't going to help, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this mentality isn't going to help you get to better games. But whatever. King Thrash, S-Class Gamer. Wait, what game was that? I know that was an older game. What game was that? Oh, that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. What? What is this? Playing Redfall at 30 frames. Bro. Dude, people go so far out of their way. Imagine releasing a physical copy for Redfall, but not Hi-Fi Rush. Sad days for Redfall, man. Ten things I wish I knew. This is In Exile. This is an Xbox studio. Man, look at this MBG fanboy out here shitting on Redfall. Why he even talking about Xbox? MBG again, man, this guy just won't stop. Dude, this shit is sad, man. All right, well. Oh, here's a good one. Why Redfall will be Game of the Year 2023. A thread. Oh, I think we saw the compilation of this. Damn, dude. Well, we've taken a good look over on Twitter land to see what's going on with Redfall, checking out some of the gameplay. So I'll get rid of that. Let me go back here. Guys, hit that like button, by the way. We have still almost 950 people here, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let's go listen to MBG's Crackdown 3 video, okay? I'm not going to put it up on screen because I just don't feel like dealing with that right now. But I want to... Hold on. All right. I got my Crackdown 3. Okay, so I want to... This is going to be fun. All right, I want you guys to brace yourselves. For those who don't know, you are going to hear a version of MBG. This is young MBG. You're going to hear a version of MBG that was like way more unhinged than the MBG you see before you right now. Okay, but for as unhinged as he was, I'm going to ask you guys, by the time we're finished listening, was he incorrect? Was he wrong? Domingo813, you're saying you're doing it wrong, MBG. Turn on your 12.1 teraflop eyes. All right, so you're going to hear the audio of young MBG. This was, and just to give you more context, this video was released over 4 years ago. Okay, this video was released over 4 years ago, around the time Crackdown 3 reviews came out, and I was, basically still an Xbox fan, or trying to be an Xbox fan, and I titled the video, Crackdown 3 is absolutely unacceptable, and fans should not be okay with this. It's a 12-minute video, got over 150K views, and yeah, let's listen to old MBG. So, I also do just want to let you know, the beginning audio you're going to hear is actually a funny audio clip of Terry Crews, who starred in Crackdown 3, that I put at the beginning of the video.
Man, I am...
Gets me every time.
I am so emotional.
So I really am going to have to say a few things here about Xbox, about Crackdown 3, about the state of the dumpster fire that is Microsoft
Oh,
games.
shit.
Honestly, Xbox should feel ashamed of itself. Crackdown 3 is a disgrace. And listen, if you are someone who is sitting here saying, Crackdown 3 looks awesome, oh man, this game looks so great, I can't wait to play it, I'm not okay with that. I'm just not. I mean, you're free to do what you want.
I am not okay with that.
I'm sorry. You are sending the wrong message to Xbox. You are sending the wrong message to Phil Spencer. As of right now, and this is early, these are the early reviews, and there are some reviews that I've seen that aren't even accounted for yet on Metacritic. Crackdown 3 currently sits at a 62 on Metacritic.
It actually went lower.
And
it's at a 60
and I
now.
didn't see IGN's review counted in there. Not that I really care about IGN too much, but let's face it, they're probably one of the most popular game review sites out there. They gave it a 5 out of 10. IGN, they're usually pretty lenient too. A 5 out of 10. I'm currently waiting on GameSpots. I'm currently waiting on Game Informers, but I know that they're not going to be any better, nor should they be. A 62, and it's probably just going to get lower. That's what Xbox fans get. That's what people who've been waiting for games from Microsoft. That's what they get. But you know what? Why are we surprised? We shouldn't be surprised. Microsoft has been amazingly consistent in their ability to utterly, completely disappoint and let down fans when it comes to games. And I say this because I'm one of them. I'm not just some PlayStation, Nintendo, PC fanboy coming out here looking to just trash Microsoft. No, listen, if you're somebody who really feels the need to go on the defensive, you need to take a step back and realize you are sending Microsoft the wrong message. Because if you think games like Crackdown 3 are acceptable in 2019, especially now, even just looking at third-party games like Resident Evil 2, Metro Exodus, games like that, you think that it's okay for Microsoft to release this? Oh, but MBG, it's going to release in Game Pass. So you're saying the game's not even worth $10? No.
Oh.
It is not worth $10. Crackdown 3 is not worth $10. And I'll tell you exactly why. I was going to review this game. I was going to play this game. And now I've just decided, no, I'm not. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not wasting my time. It's too precious to me. And most importantly, I am not going to send Microsoft the wrong message. Because me choosing to even give them $10 to play Crackdown 3 is sending the wrong message. It's letting them know, oh, this is okay. It's okay because this game at the bare minimum is worth $10. So it feeds their subscription service. And they're going to continue to think that, oh, well, we can get away with this because we're still making money. I'm not doing it. I'm just not. It's not worth it. You know what I'm going to do instead, though? I'm going to take that $10. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to turn my Xbox off. It's already off, just metaphorically speaking here.
And literally, it was
turn
literally.
my Xbox off, take my $10, go find a new copy of Bloodborne, and buy that. And then play it. And play it a lot. That's what I'm going to do with my time and money. And on top of that, I have plenty of other games to look forward to. How can people I need to know?
I clearly had an editing mistake there.
Anybody be okay with this? Like, okay, maybe you really genuinely think Crackdown 3 looks like a fun game or a good game. But still, that doesn't make up. That's not an excuse. That doesn't mean it's okay. Just because you think it is doesn't mean it actually is.
Damn.
How can people look at this game and then also look at what Sony's doing, coming off of God of War, Spider-Man, upcoming games like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding? How? Oh, well, don't worry, MBG. We have more coming. What do we have? What does Xbox have? Ori and the Will of the Wisps? Okay, that's nice. But in my opinion, that's about it. Because Gears 5, yeah, okay, it'll probably be good. I don't think anybody thinks Gears 5 is going to be terrible. But I think what most people feel is that we're tired of Gears. We're tired of Forza. We're tired of Halo. And we're so tired of every time we get something that's different, that deviates from that, it's just trash. It's garbage. It's not even worth people's time. That's what people are tired of, man. And that's why I'm just not looking forward to Gears 5. I'm sure there's plenty of Gears fans who are, but even Gears fans can probably agree at this point that Xbox needs to get it together. This is a disgrace. Wouldn't surprise me at this point if when it's all said and done, the Metacritic score of Crackdown 3 ends up somewhere in the 50s.
It's pretty close.
This game should have been canceled. I'm sorry.
It should have been canceled.
This is why.
Oh my God,
This is why
dude.
I genuinely appreciate Sony's approach when they say, we care about quality. We're not about trying to pump out as many games as we can. We will take as long as we need. But we want to make damn sure that our games are top tier quality. Because anything else is unacceptable. That doesn't mean that every game is going to be a guaranteed hit. And I'm not sitting here saying that I let Metacritic scores dictate what I enjoy and what I don't enjoy. But I don't need to play Crackdown 3 to know I'm not going to enjoy this trash. I don't need to. I can just see it. I thought I held out just a little bit of hope.
Oh, man.
Being as naive as I am, thinking maybe, just maybe, this game can pull through. Maybe it will surprise people and delight people, and the review scores will be higher than expected, and people will end up finding that they're enjoying it more than they expected. But no, there are very few people genuinely enjoying this game. And honestly, anybody who's out here saying positive things about it, if you listen closely, my God, does it feel forced. Because most people know this is a joke. This does look like a game that should have came out during the Xbox 360 era. And I do not want to hear that garbage excuse, oh, well, it's a Crackdown game, so what do you expect it to not be Crackdown? You know what? Maybe at this point it's pretty clear that other games have done what Crackdown did back in 2007 a lot better. And so to sit here and say that, oh, it plays like a Crackdown game, I hate to break it to you, but in 2019, that's not really acceptable. It should play much better than a Crackdown game. It should feel new. It should feel innovative. It should feel exciting. It should feel fresh. And all I hear people saying, because they're not wrong, is that I've already played Crackdown 3. It's called Saints Row 4. I've already played Crackdown 3. It's called Crackdown 1. I mean, sure, maybe there are some improvements here and there, but I am not going to defend this. In fact, I feel the need to do the opposite and send Xbox a message. And I'm not just going to do it with my words here on my YouTube channel. I'm going to do it with my wallet. I am not paying $10 for Game Pass to access this game. That's not to say that Game Pass itself isn't a great deal. It is, but not for this game. I am not going to let Microsoft think that it's okay to continue down this road, because I guarantee you the only reason Crackdown 3 was not canceled was because they knew they could fall back on Game Pass, just like they do with all of their other games. I'm sorry, but we are at a point where Microsoft, games like Forza, Halo, and Gears, they just don't cut it anymore. They just don't. People are not excited for those games anymore. Will they keep you afloat? Probably. But for how much longer? How much longer will people tolerate this? I'll tell you, not much longer. Most people have already left.
I was wrong about that.
Most people have already left, and they're not waiting because they're busy playing better games. Better games that deserve their time and money. So you know what? I'm not going to go much longer with this video because I really don't want it to end up turning out to be a 25-minute rant, even though I probably could. But I had to say this because I was tempted. I was tempted to give my money to Microsoft to access Crackdown 3, and anybody who pays $60 for this is out of their goddamn mind.
Oh,
okay?
man.
Think about the message you're sending Microsoft. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong for, based off of your opinion. It's just your opinion. But you have to be able to decipher between what's quality and what's not. And when you look at Crackdown 3, it is not quality. I don't need to play it to know that. I thought I did. Turns out I don't. So,
God damn. All right, I'll end it. The video's about to end, but I only have one question for everybody who's still here who listened to that. This is the only question I have. Okay? Answer this question for me in the chat. That was a video, a straw that broke the camel's back video for Crackdown 3 back in, I think, February of 2019. And we are now in May 2023. The question I have is, what has changed? What has changed? We sit here today, we talk about Redfall, we look at Redfall. Redfall sits at a 62, a 64 on Metacritic. I go back, I listen to this video, this game, Crackdown, this was literally the thing that made me snap as a gamer, say, I'm done with this shit, I'm done investing money into this platform, I'm done waiting for things to get better, I'm done listening to Phil Spencer tell me every year, blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that, we're gonna do it. I'm done listening to other Xbox fans, And I decided to listen to a lot of you guys who said, dude, get a PS4, bro. You won't regret it. Get a PS4 and you'll be good. And honestly, after I got a PS4 and I played these games, it made me realize just how bad things were and still are at Xbox. And so that's really the reason why I wanted to replay that video, because goddamn, MBG, younger MBG, oh, you could tell I was pissed, dude. You could tell that was before I got to play some great games like The Last of Us and Bloodborne and God of War. You could tell. And man, I was brutal as hell. But I can't help but, listening back to that, I can't help but think to myself, like, literally nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is Microsoft. I'd say they've probably gotten a little bit better at securing some third-party content for Game Pass. No doubt about that. Other than that, though, the only thing that's changed is they've started buying publishers. And the first game we get out of Microsoft after buying a publisher like Bethesda is Redfall. And let me ask you guys, Redfall is in a clearly not finished state right now. It's unpolished. It's unfinished. It's apparently just bad to play. Why? What could cause this? I said in that video, the only reason a game like Crackdown 3 didn't get canceled is due to Game Pass. I almost think the same might be true for a game like Redfall. Now, am I pointing this video out to say, oh, I was right, guys, I was right? No, I'm pointing this video out to be shocked that how the fuck is it still like this? That to me, that's the most insane part about this stream today, about Redfall. You see, I got a couple super chats here. The Caped Crusader, you're saying, MBG, it's okay. Xbox is coming with some heat. Just wait till E3. That's pretty much what I said, bro. Like, I practically said that on this stream. How sad is that? Like, I practically said, like, but they got their showcase coming. Like, honestly, I'm at a fucking point with Xbox where, like, I don't know that I'm ever going to give them my money again, bro. Like, I'm just so fucking annoyed with them. Like, I don't even know that I ever want to give them my money. Like, I'm going to not feel great the day that they have a game that I want to play. Because it's just like, you guys suck. Like, you just suck. You don't understand what gamers want. You don't care what gamers want. You have no respect for this industry. You have no respect for anything that matters in this industry. Like, fuck you, Microsoft. What's that? Did you guys ever see that space? I gotta get the fucking, oh my God, I got a great soundbite. I love it when this pops into my mind. Hold on. I gotta make this a soundbite, bro. Oh, come on. Where is it? I'm going to edit it out or edit it down a little bit.
Dr. Chan, recalculate the new thruster data and relay it to Blue Oyster Cult immediately in Sunset.
Okay, roger that, Doctor. Fuck.
What's wrong?
Seriously, auto-updating now? General, I won't be able to calculate the right data for the satellite for 49 minutes.
How long till impact?
11 minutes and 44 seconds.
Fuck Microsoft!
Okay.
Fuck!
That's going to be it right there. That last part right there.
In 44 seconds.
Fuck Microsoft! Fuck Microsoft!
That's it, bro. That's gonna be one after this. Oh my God. Perfect. Yeah, John Malkovich. Good shit, dude. Oh, Domingo813, you're saying it's so funny to hear your but MBG voice in this vid. But MBG. Figuratively literal, you're saying. I actually remember when that video came out. Yeah, good times, dude. Good times. And Chalupa Batman, nice name. You're saying MBG, the best live service game, already exists. Final Fantasy XIV has 0 gacha mechanics. Each expansion has more content than most games. The story has to be in the top 3. An MBG FC in 14 would be awesome. Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about Final Fantasy XIV. right now, I gotta admit, it's not a game that's in my sights. I have Final Fantasy 16 in my sights right now, and that feels intimidating enough. But I've heard really, really good things about Final Fantasy 14, and that is like one of the reasons why I feel like Sony would actually one day try to pursue owning Square Enix, because that's a hugely successful live service game that would, I'm sure Sony would love to own. So I really appreciate that, Chalupa Batman, and again, nice name, dude. And Zanarkhan Blitzer, you're saying young MBG equals rage-bound gamer RBG. Yeah, absolutely, man. I went off. And it's funny because there's a second video that I made, and we reacted to that one in my private stream, or the members-only stream, I mean. So if you want to see it, go check it out. But I reacted to a second video where I was basically saying I'm done with Xbox, and it got like just as many views. But in that video, I sounded utterly, morbidly depressed. I was like talking like this, and I'm like, I just can't do it anymore, guys. I try. It's actually kind of comical. But yeah, there's one other thing I want to bring up here real quick. Where is it? Gotta head back to Twitter. Yeah, so like, hold on. Let me bring it back up here. This is the last thing I wanted to show you guys. So this is over on my Twitter, and I posted a couple things. The first thing I posted was this. I said, if you know, you know, and I basically was showing off the 62 Metacritic score and the 60 for Redfall and the 60 Metacritic score for Crackdown 3, PTSD flashbacks. This is where I tried to explain that it's not a hot take to question Phil Spencer's leadership at this point. And this to me was pretty funny, dude. Like, there was this video posted here where I'm trying to make sure it's coming up on screen. I don't know. Yeah. You guys check this video out. I'm gonna have to restart it. Like, this video, it's making my PC chug. I got too many things open right now. Let me see. This video, I saw this, and I was looking at this like gameplay clip of Redfall. Like, this AI is just this bad. Like, the AI is this bad, dude. He can't even hit him. Oh my god. He's sitting right in front of him, bro. And he just walks by. It's comical. And when I saw this, I had to say, I said, yo, I'm convinced Microsoft is cursed. Like, how do you pay $7.5 billion for a whole publisher, and this is the first AAA exclusive they produce for you? Oh, man. Like, and I really met, people get, and that's the thing, man, is people get pissed at me. They get pissed at me, They get pissed. They're like, why the fuck are you talking about Xbox? Like, dude, because this is relevant, man. This is relevant to everybody in gaming right now. Not just me, not just you, not just Xbox fans. It's relevant. Man, I gotta be real with you guys right now. Like, I hope we won't be talking about Xbox. I don't know. Like, it's hard for me to say, like, oh, I hope we won't keep talking about Xbox, because, I mean, at the rate they're going, the things that Microsoft is doing, the way they're screwing things up, it's nearly impossible, in my opinion, to ignore. However, the reality for me, and I think the reality for most of you, is like, we are ready for Sony to basically come out and show the industry, show Microsoft, show Xbox, show Phil Spencer, show the Xbox fan base how it's done, to give everybody that big reminder. And I mean, there's no doubt that going forward, we will be talking more about Xbox. We might talk more about Xbox this week. Who knows? Maybe this will be an even worse month for Xbox and Microsoft than last month. But I'm hopeful that going forward, what will end up happening is everybody's going to move past this Redfall thing, right? And in the coming weeks, it's going to be a showdown between Sony and Microsoft with some, big, exciting summer showcases. We got Summer Game Fest. Jeff Keighley, hope that's not disappointing. We're approaching that time where we're going to have a lot of shows. We're going to have a lot of new announcements, publishers saying things, getting people excited. And I'm hoping that the focus can be shifted to a more positive, exciting one, because it's really needed right now, man. Because I got to admit, for as much as I love pointing out, dude, Xbox has been sucking for a decade. Let's look back at 2019. Let's look at Crackdown 3. Let's look at Redfall. Both train wrecks. The train wrecks just won't stop. The disastrous game launches won't stop. It's taking a toll on me, bro. It's taking it. I need some positive vibes here. I need some exciting shit to happen. And I wouldn't even mind if it was Xbox. Dude, I legit was ready when I saw that VGC review and it said 4 out of 5 stars. I legit was ready. I was like, dude, what if there's actually seemingly a chance that tomorrow this is going to go in a completely opposite direction, and my stream is potentially going to be titled something like Redfall did the impossible. Xbox actually did it. I legit was thinking that might be where we're headed. It just turns out that VGC was for some reason the only one that gave him a good review. And it turned out to be exactly what I thought it would be. Exactly what I thought it would be. And it's getting depressing out here, guys. I'm not even an Xbox fan anymore, and even the depression is, soaking in over here. So, got a couple of super chats here. Sim Particle, thank you, buddy. You're saying you think Eastwood will update his first-party Metacritic average brochure that he loves to post? He's gonna have to, right? He's gonna have to, and that's the thing, man. I think a problem with a portion of the Xbox fan base is they want to try to exude the same energy that a good portion of the PlayStation fan base does. And that is that type of, and I'll admit, it's a little bit overly pompous at times, but it's we know, we're good, bro. We're going to have high rated games, games that win awards. We're getting to play some of the best games. It's kind of got this high rolling type of mentality to it. And I get it. And it just comes naturally because it's dude, look at what Sony's been doing. Look at their those are just facts. It's a fact that Sony's AAA first-party exclusives tend to review incredibly well and be up for Game of the Year consistently. It's just a fact that a lot of Sony's exclusives tend to actually at times win Game of the Year, right? It's just a fact that Sony's been very consistent in their delivery. And it's just a fact that Xbox hasn't been. And I think that what happens is when Xbox gets these small wins scattered throughout the years, a portion of the Xbox fan base, they take that, and I mentioned this yesterday, and they run with it, dude. And they run right into a fucking brick wall almost every time. Because they don't seem to understand that, dude, you got a win. And that's good. And this is, it's finally going in a somewhat positive direction. But slow your roll, take it one step at a time. Wait to see. Is the consistency going to be there? Or is this just something that maybe Microsoft got a little lucky with? And this is why I think it's wild that we've seen this happen to an extreme degree certainly the past 6 to 9 months, where all Xbox fans were doing were bragging about Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, bragging about getting all Activision Blizzard's games into Game Pass, while simultaneously shitting all over Sony because Sony was out here, aggressively fighting Microsoft in this deal. And during all this time, they're not holding a showcase. Microsoft, they put out Hi-Fi Rush, and Xbox fans jump on that as if yeah, that's right, Hi-Fi Rush can compete with God of War Ragnarok. That sounds dumb as hell. That sounds stupid as hell. Because it is. But yet that's the type of energy that a lot of these guys were bringing forward. Microsoft wins Publisher of the Year from Metacritic in 2021, and Xbox fans jump on that. And they're like, this is it, baby. What now, PlayStation? What now, Sony Pony? Just I get it. Maybe you should be looking at Halo, though. You know, again, like the brick wall's right there, dude. You're about to run right into that fucking brick wall. And they miss it every time, dude. Like they miss the signal every time because they're too busy thinking that Xbox is somehow going to be able to achieve the same things that PlayStation has in a matter of 1 or 2 years. These guys are convinced that by Microsoft buying publishers, that puts them on equal footing as Sony. You guys wanted competition, didn't you? Now you're all shaking in your boots because Microsoft's giving you competition. No, wait, no, they're not. They're just buying publishers and thinking that's going to somehow make it so they're better at managing video games. They suddenly understand the art form. They've become Galaxy Brain. They understand the art form that is video games just like that. All they had to do was spend $68 billion. No, that's not how this fucking works. And Xbox fans are finding that out real quick, unfortunately. And that's why it just blows my mind, truly, to still see people today sitting here looking at the results in front of them. And I'm hearing people are sending me super chats being like, well, they're telling people don't unsubscribe to Game Pass yet. Like, you guys are never going to get it. They're going to keep getting what they deserve if they keep behaving this way, because this is exactly what they deserve. That's the truth. You want to continue to cheerlead and support a company that certainly doesn't give a shit about you, but doesn't even give a shit about their product or their games. They don't give a shit about the fact that you paid $500 for your Series X. They're basically saying fuck you is what they're doing. Redfall is a big fuck you to the fans. And it is sad to see that there are actually some people still out here trying to find the good in this, where it's like, dude, call the spade. Call the spade. Call it what it is. It's bullshit. You've been fucked. That's what Microsoft did to you. That's what they brought to you. You kept paying them $10 month after month after month. They just keep taking it right out. And what are they giving you? This is what they give you. And you know what they're hoping you do right now? They're hoping you do exactly that. You say, well, at least we have Starfield, right? This is why it doesn't matter if Starfield fucking kicks ass when it comes out, because it's not going to solve the problem. This is why what we discussed earlier in the show today, that if Starfield comes out and blows people's minds, that's great. You got the big W you've been waiting for. Watch out for the brick wall that lies ahead, because it's probably right there. It's probably not too far off. You know? Not saying it's a guarantee you're going to hit it, but be aware. How many times? How many times? It would be like, imagine if I was out here cheering on Sony's showcase after God of War flopped. God of War was a disaster. God of War was a 67 on Metacritic. After Gran Turismo, well, in the eyes of some people, Gran Turismo 7 was a disaster with the way they handled monetization, but in general was just a complete and utter dumpster fire, broken at launch, the whole 9 yards. If Horizon Forbidden West was a complete joke, sitting at a 73 on Metacritic, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, just imagine if that is what PlayStation not just produced 1 year, but year after year after year. And Jim Ryan was out here saying some dumbass shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody shits on Jim Ryan, and they claim he is saying dumbass shit. Jim Ryan shouldn't be saying stuff. Well, you know what? At least Jim Ryan isn't the one out here saying, hey, I'm more excited about the games we didn't show you. Don't worry, next E3. There's a reason why Phil Spencer has stopped coming out and trying to reassure the Xbox fan base, because he knows it's just all talk at this point. The time to show has come and gone. We're well past that point. And yet Microsoft still comes out here and they show us what? They show us Redfall? I pray, man. I pray for the Xbox fan base, and I pray that they get a good summer showcase this year, because goddamn, they need it. They are on life support right now. Domingo813, you're saying wait for the appeal equals wait for the next E3. Yeah, suddenly, dude, I'm seeing all these random Xbox fans on Twitter. They suddenly become experts in all the legality involving this. And I'm at a point where I don't give a fuck what happens at this point with the Activision Blizzard deal. I mean, I hope it dies. I fucking absolutely hope it dies, because you know what? I'm at a point where let that be another message that's sent to Microsoft. Make good games. Invest in your studios that you have now. Stop being greedy and just trying to buy your way to success. Actually do work. Do something good for once. You know? So I hope that shit fails. And I see a lot of people. There's like this dude, I don't know his name. He keeps popping up on my Twitter feed. It's like some kind of, it's some dude. He's like a patent expert or some bullshit like that. And he keeps coming out here telling everybody like, no, they're still in it. They got a good chance of getting it. And he seems to be under the belief that this isn't over. And meanwhile, I'm looking at the responses and like everybody underneath is like, dude, literally everything you said up until this point has been completely wrong. Like everything. I'm like, what is going on with people? And it turns out that this dude who's saying this was a paid advisor or some shit for Microsoft. You know, it's like, what? What is happening, dude? The smartest thing an Xbox fan could do right now, in my not so humble opinion, of course, obviously, but the smartest thing an Xbox fan could do right now is to just call a spade a spade. Come out. You don't have to go telling people unsubscribe from Game Pass. Stop supporting Xbox. You don't have to go in. You don't have to go in that crazy direction, because I know it's so crazy for some. What you need to do is you need to come out and you need to draw the line in the sand, and you need to say, and I'm talking about people who have any type of influence. You need to say, this is bullshit. This is unacceptable. We should be pissed off about this, and we should, at the very least, reconsider where our money's going each month if this is what we're getting in return, at the very least. That, in my opinion, would be the smart thing to do, because you know it's going to send a strong signal to Microsoft right now. Here's one for you. Imagine they do lose Game Pass subscribers. Imagine they release Redfall and they pump Redfall out. They shove Redfall out the door because we need results and we need them now. We need to see that Game Pass growth. What if, just what if, instead of seeing Game Pass growth, even if it's by 1 or 2 or 3 or 4%, what if instead they see, oh, people are unsubscribing from Game Pass? You know what that would mean? It would mean that consumers sent the fucking signal to Microsoft that it turns out it doesn't matter whether it's $10 through Game Pass or a $70 full premium title. You put out a broken, unfinished product. You rush it out, you're going to lose customers. You're going to see the down red arrow coming your way. So while I don't expect the hardcore Xbox fans to turn to those Xbox fans who feel slighted today, or those Game Pass subscribers who feel slighted today, I don't expect Xbox fans to turn and say, you should unsubscribe from Game Pass, but I'll be here to say it for them. You should fucking unsubscribe from Game Pass. You really should. You want to say, in that Crackdown video that I played, I kept talking about sending the right message to Microsoft. The message Microsoft needs to hear loud and fucking clear right now, just like any other publisher who puts out a broken video game for $70 at launch, is don't buy it. Do not give them your money. Do not give them your money. Because you see people, as I showed you on Twitter, that are like, ignore all the noise, bro. Come play Redfall with me at midnight. Like, dude, please go away. You're basically saying, let's just keep giving Microsoft our money even though they're putting this shit out. Send the signal. Make it known to not just Phil Spencer, but the entire upper management at Microsoft that you want to rush a product. You don't want to respect these developers or these timetables. You don't want to respect the fact that they needed more time and you refuse to give it to them. You don't want to respect the fact that this is not something that can just be rushed, shoved out the door, and you'll see positive results. Send them the message that they deserve to get right now, which is, holy shit, even Game Pass can't justify broken, unfinished, shitty video games. That's the message that needs to be sent to Microsoft right now. It's the message that should have been sent to Microsoft a long time ago. And the one thing I said in that video that I was completely wrong about, at the end of that Crackdown video of mine, I basically put emphasis on the fact that I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to do this because people are done. People are fed up. People are leaving. I was wrong about that. Turns out It was just me and maybe some others. But a lot of people were like, nope, this is okay, dude. And that's why we are here where we are today. Goddamn, dude. Sad days. The Cape Crusader, you're saying whether we like it or not, we should be rooting for Xbox to do good. Competition is important, so Sony doesn't become lazy like EA has with Madden. Thank you. Because that's the thing. You will still see people that say, why are you talking about you hate Xbox, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't get it. Like, anybody who's saying that, you don't get it. You don't want to get it. I do not have such an axe to grind with Microsoft that I want to see them gone and I want to see them go away. No, I'm actually out here saying I want to see them not rewarded for fucking up. And I want to see them get the message that, oh, so it turns out in order to be rewarded with more Game Pass subscribers and more Xbox game sales and more revenue, and maybe even some $70 sales for a game like Redfall, we need to make sure it releases in a finished state at the very least. Maybe we can't help the fact that some of the game design is flawed, but I'm telling you, if the game released in a more competent state and was at least finished, not a broken product at launch, it probably wouldn't be sitting at maybe it could potentially be sitting at a 70. And that's a hell of a lot better than a 62 and a 64. At least I think. Because you're right, we need competition. This is why I said when I go into Xbox's showcase, I want to see that gameplay. I want to walk away from Xbox's showcase this year saying, God damn, those games looked incredible. Or at least some of them looked amazing. That's what I want to walk away. Now, I don't want to walk away saying all those CG trailers looked promising. Because that's what we got with Redfall. And that's what people were saying. Oh, it looks promising. That Redfall CG trailer. Here's your end result. And you know what? Here's the thing. The reality is Sony could get lazy right now. Because you are right. We don't want to see a Sony with zero competition. That's a dangerous, scary Sony for the customer, no doubt. We don't want to see that. But I would argue that Xbox is doing so piss poor right now, and PlayStation is soaring so high right now, that if Sony wanted, they could say, we don't have to do shit right now. PS5s are breaking records. People are buying any game we put out whenever it comes out. We don't have to show Spider-Man. We don't have to release Spider-Man this year. We could save it and we'll be just fine. Sony could do that, but they're not. Instead, Sony's seemingly getting ready to have a massive showcase. They're dropping Final Fantasy 16 with Square Enix. They're going to obviously make a big deal about Spider-Man. They're going to be showing us The Last of Us multiplayer. Might even come out this year. They're going to show us a bunch of new games. They're going to be doing a lot of shit. And they're already out here, even at times when they're not doing big shows or anything like that. We're doing more shows, more movies. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So you are right about that, Cape Crusader. And Zanarkand Blitzer, you're saying, I was at the private stream, a different side of MBG. Very surprising. Funny Xbox dev demo fails, LOL. What is it? When is the next member-only stream? I'm hoping to do another member-only stream this week. I can't make the promise that I can do them every single week because I got to be careful about spreading myself too thin. And, you know, I want to make sure that the streams are worth it and we have something fun to do. But I'm hoping I can do another one this week. I do have a member-only video that's probably coming out later tonight. And I'm telling you, all my members who are here, please go check that video out and give me some feedback. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you don't. The thing that's important to understand about this video that's going to come out to members only later today, hopefully, is it wasn't difficult for me to produce. And if you enjoy it, there's a good chance you can get more of it at a relatively consistent rate. So definitely look forward to that. We got Chris B coming in with another 10 bomb. Chris B with another 10 bomb, bringing our total up to 128 members. At least that's what it says for me right now. I don't know if that's actually going to increase or not. But huge shout out to Chris B with the 10 bomb. Love to see it, dude. Let's get some Arnold noises in here. Gets me every time, bro. I got to stop playing that. Thank you so much, Chris. You have also been an individual that I've noticed has gifted so many. You're saying no sound is coming out? Are you serious? No way. That had to have worked. You know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's something I think I forgot to do at the beginning. It's something I have to manually do. That's so annoying, dude. I don't know why it does that. How about now? Did that work that time? Let me know if that one did work. Okay. I mean, dude, like, let me see. Did that one work yet? The 10 bomb? I don't know why this soundboard is so finicky, man. That's what is annoying me about it. You're saying it did work that time? Okay. All right, maybe we could do oh, you know what? Let me get this off my screen first. Let me get this off. I forgot that I had this up here covering my face. Now we can just have a little bit of fun with it before I go. And Chris B, dude, thank you so much. You guys are saying that one didn't work. Okay. This is getting annoying. Chris B, really appreciate it, man. You've been gifting a lot of memberships. I'm going to try it one more time.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
All right, I think that one worked. That had to have worked, right? We could do this one. Xbox to their fans when they complain about Redfall. Which one is it? Ah, shit. Which one is it?
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Xbox fans asking Microsoft for something better than Redfall. Oh my god, dude. God damn, dude. I don't know. Did you guys hear that one? Did you guys hear the... I don't know. I'll play it again.
Quite frankly, you need to go back to the drawing board because your game absolutely sucks!
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
You know what else we need in here? Here's another one from Microsoft. Was it
Do not be sorry. Be better.
That's what Microsoft headquarters sounds like today, waking up to the Redfall reviews. Oh, Cerny Army. God damn. Oh, I got a couple more super chats here. Figuratively literal, saying, what did you think of the Twisted Metal trailer? It wasn't a long trailer, and to me it's one of these things where it's like, maybe it could be good. Honestly, I'm just gonna have to see a full trailer to get a better idea of what to expect tone wise. But I'm not sure, dude. Like, I feel like Twisted Metal, it's like that Larry David meme where it's like, you know, like maybe I gotta see more of it. But it's interesting. We're getting Twisted Metal. We're getting a Twisted Metal show coming out in July. We're getting Gran Turismo movie in August. I mean, Sony's really hit the ground running with PlayStation productions. Pragmatic Cat, you're saying MBG, you need an A bomb sound for 20 bombs. An A bomb. I mean, that's pretty much what I did for the 50 bomb. The 20 is a you heard it earlier. The sound for a 20 bomb is like, holy shit. It's pretty cool, I think. So Pragmatic Cat, I don't know if you were here, but we did get a 50 bomb earlier for the first time. And I don't know, I had trouble with the soundboard. I don't know why it doesn't work all the time. Domingo 813, you're saying, should teraflops be an indicator of performance? Absolutely not, says Mark Cerny. I don't know if that came through or not. See, now I don't know. Now I don't know if anything's coming through. Ro Chandler, you're saying, any predictions on Silent Hill 2's release window? I think Silent Hill 2 has the potential to be a 2023 title. Like, it could show up at the PlayStation Showcase, and it could show up with a release date, and that release date could be like October or November of this year, which would be amazing. But it wouldn't surprise me if it ends up being 2024. Oh, man. Well, guys, I think that might do it for this stream today. This was quite a long stream. To be honest, I wasn't anticipating doing a nearly 3.5 hour stream today, but lot to be said. I know that naturally the question is, am I gonna be streaming? What you're saying, bro? You didn't read my super chat. Did I miss it, Manchu? Oh, hold on. Sorry, I did miss a couple of super chats here. Oh, Dry the Gamer. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, and Himanshu, I'm gonna get yours. Dry the Game. Yeah, always keep me on top of that, guys, because sometimes the way it works on the screen, it jumps around a little bit, and there are those rare times I do somehow skip over some super chats. Dry the Gamer says, if they show Elder Scrolls 6 and it looks like Starfield, I might die from laughter. Yeah, that's the big thing about Elder Scrolls 6. I have no idea when they're actually going to show it, like, properly. But people will not be okay if it's in the same engine. Like, it needs a brand new engine. And that could very well be why it's going to take over a decade. Dude, I'm telling you, Elder Scrolls 6 ain't coming out till like 2038. It's going to be like 2038 till that game comes out. But yeah, that would be very bad. Very, very bad, Dry the Gamer. Himanshu Yadav, you're saying Green Day, Blink-182, LP, Breaking Benjamin, Rank. So I'm assuming LP's for Linkin Park. So out of these bands you listed, the two that immediately rise to the top for me are LP, that being Linkin Park, and Breaking Benjamin, because I've listened to both of them extensively. Actually, I think I may have listened to Breaking Benjamin more than Linkin Park. I feel like I've listened to Breaking Benjamin a lot less over the years, though. Blink-182 is probably going to have to be at the bottom. Not because, like, again, I'm ranking this just on how I listen to music. Blink-182 is a quality band. I know people love them. Just personally, I've never really listened to much of their music. I've never went out of my way to listen to Blink-182. Blink-182 is more like a band that I've just, I would hear in passing, or it would just come on the radio and I'm enjoying it. Green Day is going to be above Blink-182 because I've just simply listened to more Green Day throughout my life. Never got heavily into them, but I've just heard a lot of their songs over the years, and I've always just casually enjoyed them. Man, that's all right. So, fuck, man, that's a tough one. Linkin Park or Breaking Benjamin? Like, I feel like I should give Linkin Park number one because they're just, I don't know, they have some incredible music. But I can't lie. I don't know, man. I think number two is going to have to be Linkin Park, and number one is going to have to be Breaking Benjamin, because Breaking Benjamin is a band that I've actively sought to listen to, like, over and over again. A lot of their, like, earlier stuff. Linkin Park, I've always been into them, but I very rarely would, like, go out of my way to, to try to, like, to put them in rotation. Maybe I didn't have to, though, Yeah, I'll admit, like, Linkin Park, in their, like, later stuff that they released, I couldn't get into it nearly as much. I mean, you could argue Breaking Benjamin suffers from they sound exactly the same. Like, their sound hasn't changed at all, and because of that, people maybe move on to something else. But yeah, that's my list right there. Blink-182, then Green Day. No. from bottom to top: Blink-182, Green Day, Linkin Park, and Breaking Benjamin. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. I got Knobdog Games. You're saying, what's your dream showcase? My dream showcase for PlayStation, unless I'm assuming you're talking about PlayStation, you're saying we need a musical stream. Yeah, we could do something like that for members, dude. Like we could, I don't know. See, again, I don't want to say tier list because, dude, I'm sorry, man. Tier lists freak me out, bro. Like I get so nervous because there's a lot of music that I know I've missed out on or I'm not as well versed in, and a lot of people are going to be upset. A lot of people are going to be very upset, but we could just do like a whole members only stream dedicated to talking about music. I love music. I'm very passionate about music. I play the drums. Oh my God, guys, there is this product that just came out, and I'm telling you, I'm going to take a portion of the fan funding and I'm going to use it to buy this product at some way. It's like I think it's like $140 or something. It is, I shit you not. So because I'm a drummer, I'm always tapping on shit. Like I'm just always drumming on everything. And a lot of times I'm actually air drumming as well. Like I'll just be sit here, pretending I'm drumming, the beats in my head, or if music's playing, I'll air drum to it. There's this product. It's actually made for air drumming. And I don't know how they do it, but basically you got the sticks in your hand and you have like two little, almost look like buttons as like the pedals, like the pedals in the hi-hat. And it basically puts a literal invisible drum set in front of you. So like if you like try to play it like it's a real drum set in front of you, it actually produces the sound. And you have to hit it in the certain spot. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm like, how is this a thing? And when I saw it, I'm like, I need to get that. And one day I'm just going to come up on stream and I'm going to start air drumming and you're going to hear it. You're going to hear it coming through the stream. You'll be like, how is he doing that? I would say that's the power of PlayStation, baby. I'm just kidding. No, but I got to get that, bro. That blew my mind when I saw it. Because as a lifelong air drummer, the idea that I could air drum, but it actually produces sound? What? Dude, I love Tool, man. Tool is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I hate trying to drum to Tool. Okay, shout out to Danny Carey. Danny Carey is one of the greatest drummers to ever live, if not the greatest. He is an absolute beast. I cannot... He's way beyond... He's out of my league, bro. Like, I cannot... I feel like shit about myself when I try to play along with Tool. Like, no joke. Like, when I try to play along with Tool, I just get upset because I'm like, I can't even remotely... It sounds like shit. It just sounds like complete shit. Saying there's no better drummer than Neil Peart. Yeah, dude. Neil was a goat. Yeah, the odd time signatures, I'm like, this is why people call him a freaking octopus. Mike Portnoy versus Danny Carey. I mean, Mike Portnoy's a beast, dude, but I don't know, man. I think Danny Carey's got it on him. Danny Carey, there is and we'll react to this, dude, on a private stream, I promise, or a members only stream. There's this video of Danny Carey drumming to one of the newer Tool songs. I forget the name of the song, but it's like a 13 minutes long song. And oh my, dude, it's fucking mind blowing. It's mind blowing. There's no better drummer than Matt Booty. Yeah, Numa. Oh my God. I've watched that so many times, dude. And every time I watch it, I feel so inspired. Like, holy shit, I want to drum. And then I immediately realize I'm nothing like him. What about John Bonham? I am a drummer. I am the type of person, and I know that some people won't agree, but to me, John Bonham is the definitive greatest drummer of all time. Because of what he was truly the pioneer. He was the first one to basically come in and basically lay down the foundation of this is rock and roll drumming, which eventually led to metal. And so to me, John Bonham, he has a special place. To me, he is truly the GOAT. Look, Neil Peart on a technical level is well beyond anything John Bonham ever did. But I think even Neil Peart, I don't know if he ever talked about it, but I think even Neil Peart would rip, both these individuals are passed away. He would probably agree that, yeah, like John Bonham was the one who laid the foundation, man. So, and yeah, I will say I don't know the name of the drummer in Black Sabbath. Hugely underrated, bro. Huge. I will say the drummer of Black Sabbath. I wish I knew his name off the top of my head. When I go listen to like early Black Sabbath, like talking like 60s, around the same time as John Bonham and Led Zeppelin, I'm like fucking mind blown at Bill Ward. There we go. I'm mind blown at some of the playing he's doing. I'm like, this is so far ahead of its time. It's actually freaky. It's freaky that like not enough people talk about this. But yeah, dude, I'm huge into rock music. I grew up on rock music, all types of rock, and I don't know, man. I guess I want to ask my chat this, and then I'm going to end this because it's going on too long. How do you feel about modern day rock? Not metal, because I feel like metal's it's branched in so many different directions. But what about modern day rock? I feel like you look back at 60s rock, 70s, 80s, 90s, early aughts. I don't know how I feel about modern day rock, man. Like, did it actually die? Is it just did it completely stagnate? Am I just out of touch? Have I not been keeping up? Maybe that's something we can do on the stream. You guys can help update me, keep me in touch, because I go on these music streaming services, and I don't know if I'm getting old or what, but I feel like I just keep listening to stuff that has been out for a long time. Like there isn't much new modern stuff. I think like I'm looking forward to Avenged Sevenfold's new album. It's been a long time since we've heard from them, and I gotta admit, when I heard Avenged Sevenfold's new song, I think it's called Nobody. I basically said I hated it. Like when I first heard it, I'm like, I hate this song. And my wife was like, no, I think it sounds pretty good. Give it a little bit of try, maybe listen to it a couple more times. And I gotta admit, I listened to the new Avenged Sevenfold song over and over, and now it's actually kind of stuck in my head, and it grew on me. It grew on me. So, all right, let me see. Knob Dog Games, I apologize, man. You asked me what my dream showcase was, and somehow I just went into a deep dive of music. My dream showcase for Sony is pretty simple. I want a hour and a half, 2-hour show, just filled to the brim with as many new first-party reveals as possible. A mixture of single-player games, a mixture of, seeing some Spider-Man 2, seeing some live service games, and hopefully it all culminates in just to one of the best shows, and a lot of solid third-party stuff as well. That's what I want. That's my dream showcase. I don't think that's asking too much. Figuratively literal, you're saying Meteora and Hybrid Theory were the best Linkin Park albums. Yeah, I agree with that. Because those are the ones that I immediately go to. Do I like Pink Floyd? Yeah, I like Pink Floyd. I've listened to them a lot over the years. I never dived too deep into Pink Floyd, but I've spent a lot of time listening to, the classic albums, Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, all that stuff. So life peaked in the 90s, MBG 2023. I feel that way. Like I was just a baby in the 90s. Like, I'm 29 years old now. I was born in 1993. So, I don't know. I look back at a lot of stuff from the 90s and it's like, I feel like I should have been, I don't know, like I would have really done well to be like in my 20s in the 90s, really, to be an adult basically. And that's weird because I look back and I'm like, damn, it seems like things were better then. Like, why does it feel like everything sucks now? All right. MBG, the one streamer where you can go live, go live your life, come back, and he's still going. Yeah, well, we are at the very end of it. We're pretty much done here. Guys, I just want to say before I head out, you absolutely destroyed it today. I came in with another membership goal of don't let the bar that you're seeing here, don't let it fool you. I came in with a membership goal of just 25 members today, and you guys absolutely obliterated it, getting us all the way up to 128. And I want to give a big shout out to every single person who gifted memberships. As I said, you're going to continue to hear me remind people to allow yourself to be gifted. Opt into memberships. I'm going to be reliant on my audience as well to remind people in the chat. We're going to keep getting new viewers in the chat with every stream we do, every video I put out. So just remind people, let them know, share the good news. I think it's just worth reminding people that we have a lot of very generous community members here that have no problem giving back to the community. They love gifting, and people, I would assume, love receiving those free gifts. So just remind people that that's a thing we do here. So absolutely huge shout out to everybody who gifted today. We got our first 50 bomb. Never saw that ever. You're saying Toolman55, you're saying 1993 MBG. That's the year I graduated high school. That is wild, bro. No offense, not to say you're old. I'm just saying it's wild to think that, like, yeah, the year I was born, you were graduating high school, man. So you were exactly in that position that I basically said I would imagine myself in, or can easily imagine myself in. Absolutely. See somebody saying Soundgarden. Absolutely. I'm thinking about getting a Chris Cornell disc plate or something like that to put in the background here. Change it up a little bit. Get something music related. That's what makes me feel bad, is I have everything gaming related here, but I would like to get something music related as well. Just because I feel like it's a little bit more me, you know? I'm gonna get Chris Cornell cutout. I keep saying I'm gonna get these cardboard cutouts. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but yeah, rip. Rest in peace for sure. But yeah, thank you guys so much for gifting all the memberships. It's really, really very much appreciated. I don't mean to keep saying it over and over again, but I'm trying to make this, and we're doing it successfully, make it a full-time gig here, and I'm really loving it. I'm having a great time. Seems like you guys are enjoying it too, and I just simply couldn't do it if it wasn't for the support with the memberships, with people who choose to become members, and certainly with the super chats as well. Obviously, the viewership is important. If you can't contribute, not a big deal. Just being here, watching, hitting the like button, all that stuff goes a very long way too. So thank you guys so much. And we got Mike S with a $10 super chat saying, "We do love gifting. You're right. Great show as always. You're amazing." Well, thank you so much, Mike. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the $10 super chat as well. A great way to end today's show, to end today's stream. And yeah, big shout out to you guys. Give yourselves a round of applause, really, because you guys keep this show not only going and keeping the channel alive, but keeping it thriving as well. So, and I do just want to say, because I just thought, I was saying I would like to do member only stream talking about music of some kind. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that though, because with the whole copyright thing, even if you make a video, even if you demonetize a video, YouTube's really weird about that. Like, they just don't want a channel that's, monetized to have anything like that on the channel. So I don't know. We'll see if I can make that happen or not. It's uncharted territory for me, for sure. So we'll see. I just want to say one last time, I know I keep going on and on here. I will have a members exclusive video going out today. And look, I'm not trying to overhype it or anything. Again, I'll give you guys a hint. It does involve me, but it also involves Mrs. MBG and friends. It's not like a podcast, so it's not that. All right. Just a little something. So, if you want like a different flavor of content, something a little different than what you're used to getting, look forward to that. That's going to hopefully be coming out later tonight. So, no daily flex today. We absolutely got to get a flex in today. I got to work out, bro. Like, I've been slipping. I got to get a flex in today because you guys crushed 128 members. It's a strong channel, strong community, empowering me here. Very much appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Get one more little. All right. And that's it. That's the end of today's stream. Wild stream. I don't know for sure if I'm going to have a video out today. Just be on the lookout. I might have a regular video out. Maybe not. We'll have to see. But thank you guys so much. I will catch you in the next one.